Hello everyone and welcome to ALR Gold, and we are here for the Chinese Grand Prix at Shanghai then as well then. Round 4, can you believe it or not, goodness me, this is flying by, isn't it? I gotta say, we're already a month into the Season 4 of Gold and it's been absolutely fabu, hasn't it? And Emerson right on the comment straight away there with evening all as well. Very keen, isn't it? He's as keen as a runner bean. Right then, let's quickly go through the drivers and the constructors as well. Before we do, actually, let's take a look at these 3.3 mile circuit, shall we? Of course, in Shanghai. Of course, made its debut back in 2004, I believe it was. And it's been on the calendar ever present since, well, this season, obviously, after all the stuff that's going on in the world. Goodness me. Yeah, 16 turns around here. I think it's a ancient Chinese symbol, isn't it? The way the layout is on that graphic there, we do have Michael Schumacher's lap record, which is the lap record order of 32.238. Then from ALR, the lap record for us is actually set by Knowlesy, believe it or not, when he made his debut in ALR. Goodness me, all that long time ago as well. In season 1, he's done a 1:33.681 was his lap record around here. The all-time lap record, I think, let me just have a quick look, is by Jochen, who's done a 1:30.535. As well as these records go get broken, my goodness, so far it's been absolutely incredible stuff, hasn't it? And so we are now getting ready to go racing in just a jiffy as well then. Right then, so let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And then we'll get into it, shall we? And good stuff, goodness me, you got a lot of comments there already. Gosh, I gotta keep up. I ain't gonna be able to keep up with you all. Goodness gracious me. Anyway, but before we do, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors then. Young Lights, we got a new championship leader for the first time. I would say in at least 20 odd races, I think, because I think Granty's more or less been top of the has been at the top, hasn't he, really? But yeah, he is not anymore. It's Young Lights who is now top of the timesheets, top of the standards. Absolutely fantastic stuff, isn't it? Emerson is second, then he is 4 points adrift then of Lights at the moment. Young Lights had a fantastic drive, didn't he, back in Vietnam just over a week ago. He was brilliant, wasn't he? And I think that was the toughest race that I've seen Cookie participate in. Incredible stuff, to say the least there. Well done. Granty in third so far. It's had a difficult start to the season, Granty has, but he's still in third position, so never count that man out. Fireshot is fourth at the moment, 3 points adrift of Granty, and 7 points adrift of the championship leader. Then we got Total Peas, who is up into fifth now. Of course, he's been promoted to the Racing Point and he's scored 24 points already this season, so Total Peas is only 10 points away from the championship lead. Goodness me. Sixth position is Dan. He is 12 points adrift at the moment. Dan Murphy. Alhan, who was second up until last week, has unfortunately plummeted down to 7th. Droft Ass has moved up 3 positions. He's up into 8th. Then Farfin Milan has dropped down 1 respectively as well. Other big move was Nigel, as he has got into the points. Good stuff indeed there from Nigel, and Mr. Lee also moving off the bottom of the timesheets as well, off the bottom of the championship as well. He is on 2 points then. In the constructors, then we have Red Bull, who is wow, I've got to say, they're flying away at the moment, and they, goodness me, then they're on 37 points then in front of AlphaTauri, who've actually scored 37 points this season as well. AlphaTauri, I think, got an all-reserve lineup this season, this evening, I should say. Renault is up 3 positions. They've moved up into third now. Look at that, very gloomy out there at the moment, isn't it? As I quickly get up the old telemetry, and then we'll be a go. Haas is in at 4th position, and they are up 6 positions as well. They've moved off the bottom of the table as well. Lovely stuff. Williams, the constructors champions, are down to 5th at the moment. Ferrari have also moved up 1 as well. Everyone else has dropped down from where they were the week before. So McLaren are down 2 positions. Mercedes down 4. Racing Point are down 1 position, and Alfa Romeo are now bottom of the respective championship, unfortunately. Then, so there it is. Then we have done all that within about. Wow, I gotta say, before we've even got into qualifying, I gotta say a South high five from me. Jonathan Cox, good evening, Sean. Good evening, Jonathan. Hope you're well tonight. Lovely stuff indeed then. Ayrton, hello, Sean there. Hello, Ayrton. We have also got Dan saying, remember your mask, lads. Well, I think it's standard stuff in China, isn't it? Because of all the pollution and all that kind of stuff as well. It's very quiet there on the new track at the moment, isn't it? We've got Light saying Ginger. We've got Granty. Hello my husband. I hope you're well. IMO as well, my good man. I hope you're well, Granty. We got OH44. Hello. We've also got Geo as well. Hello. We've got Sam saying evening, Sean. Hello, Sam. Nigel, good to be back. It is indeed for and hopefully Nigel can get on the it's now on the sheet on the score sheet now as well. Let's see where he can go from there. We got Young Light saying he is leading the championship at the moment. Of course, he is leading clean the title. He's loving life at the moment, isn't he? And as well, he should be. We have also got Everson Super Max Super Max, as I said, as I've just commented on as well. And also a big old happy birthday to Jonathan Cox. He turns 27 today. And yeah, happy birthday to John. I hope you had a fantastic day. And of course, I think he spent a lot of the day what he loves doing the most, and that is racing. And I've got to say, a privilege there, as he has decided to spend his day of his birth driving with us. And so good stuff indeed there for Jonathan. Hope you've had a great day, and I hope it gets better for you as well. As, of course, I cannot really show favoritism there, but I'm going to anyway, because of course it's Jonathan's birthday. On board with Milan then at the moment. Then Milan making his third appearance here this season. Sorry, his fourth appearance so far this season. And Milan, unfortunately, has either scored or retired from the races so far, hasn't he? He's got some pace, hasn't he? I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do here tonight and in a week's time in Zandvoort. It is in Zandvoort, isn't it? Our second of our new venues, isn't it, this season as well, of course. So we had Vietnam, and I've got to say, the gold drivers were showing the gold standard last week, wasn't it? That was brilliant stuff from all gold drivers. I think it was only this man, unfortunately, Milan there, who had an incident. Everyone else there who retired because of other difficulties, wasn't it? Whether that was technical difficulties or just having just real bad issues. But unfortunately, but we did. I think we had 4 or 5 retirements in the end. But still, that was a very good stuff indeed there, and from all the drivers out there, brilliant stuff indeed there. Milan there is just coming out of turn 3 then, and he's accelerating away down. He is going to put our first time on the board, and this is the first part of qualifying. Anyone that's new to Formula 1, let's quickly go for the rules, shall we? Qualifying 1, 18 minutes long. We've already been, this qualifying session is about 3 minutes old so far, something like that. So yes, we are losing 3 drivers in this qualifying session. We haven't got a full grid here tonight, unfortunately, as we've had 2 late dropouts, which is a bit of a shame for us there. So we're loading up 16th, 17th and 18th here at the moment, but let's see. I don't think Milan's going to be in the bottom 3, but I have been wrong before, and I've got to say, this is why I'm not a betting man, because I'm absolutely rubbish with the old with the old kind of betting statistics and all that kind of jazz. Jonathan is saying it's going to be rain in the race for 20 minutes, then it's going to be dry. We had a lot of rain last week in Vietnam, and I didn't expect that, and I think and it was still a fantastic race. Well, we'll recap on last week's race in just a jiffy. We have also got Ayrton saying happy birthday to Jonathan, Gavin, aka Gunnar, evening everyone, my favourite Arsenal fan, as he is saying evening as well. I've got Mumford, evening Sean, don't have a setup since I was in the shower. Oh gosh, I got to say, showers are more important. I've had a quick shower as well, as I got to say, I was a bit smelly, as of course, because I got too involved in the old F1 race today, earlier on today, which was actually a good race. I thought I enjoyed that, a really good race indeed, actually. Here comes Sam, of course. He was on holiday last week, wasn't he? Sammy was, but he's back racing here tonight, and he's not feeling too confident, Sammy is, by the looks of the chatter earlier on then, but we'll see how he goes. And he's run out of deployment, but let's see what he's going to put on the board. Well, he's done a 31 so far in the Haas. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Farshot is on the back straight. He is not on a time as such at the moment, so we'll go to the championship leader, shall we? And that is Young Lights at the moment, who is leading the standing so far. Fantastic stuff for Young Lights. Let's see what he can do from here on in then for Lights. So interesting stuff indeed. Gavin saying happy birthday John Budd, as Jonathan just cheers Ayrton, cheers Gunnar. Mercedes looked confused today. They really did, didn't they? As Gunnar is asking for an invite, and he also said he can smile me from here. To be honest, I actually say I do smile very much of Lynx at the moment. As Young Lights goes across the line, and it's gone faster so far. He's absolutely fantastic on this game, isn't he? Lights, as he's been brilliant from the get-go, and it's really good to see. Actually, I quite like having a newer drivers at the top of the stands, isn't it? But it has been there's 2 old guard members that are still in there. I'm not saying that Granty and Emerson are old, but since they've been in this championship, they have more or less always been at top, haven't they? But Young Lights, they're really mixing up there with the big guns, aren't they, at the moment? Souls then is back in action here this week, and he is weaving from left to right there. But Souls then, and he hasn't got on the top, he hasn't got on the points board yet, has he? So let's see what Souls can do from then. Far shot then is in the middle part of the course. We've got Jonathan, who's on an outlap as well. We've got, I think that we've got 2 Renaults there out, and yes, they're both on outlaps as well. And great 17, and thank you to our new Twitter follower as well, as I caught that in the corner of my eye. So it's Troy. Thank you, Troy, for following us then. Indeed, then lovely stuff then. Great. So we're coming down the back straight now as well. Sorry, I had to brush my hair to one side. I need to get a haircut really, because I've got to say I look like a mop. Here comes Fireshot. Fireshot currently 4th in the standings at the moment. I think he's had a very good start to the season, and the thing is, I do expect more from Fireshot because he has speed, but he just seems to be involved in incidents every now and again, doesn't he? Fireshot does well. He's done a 30.3 so far, the man in the McLaren, and he's doing a good job as well. Remember last season we had a fantastic race around here, didn't we? It was Jonathan versus Everson, and I want more of that here tonight. Then it was a brilliant battle. P's then the new racing point driver. Unfortunately, he's the only racing point in the session at the moment, and he is up. He is currently a 5th position in the driver's standards actually, and he is now 2nd in the time on the time sheet as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Captain Infinity making his debut here tonight in the AlphaTauri, and it's interesting to see what he does. He's done a 32.8 so far. Captain Infinity, as he's been very he's been looking forward to this in the comments, hasn't he? And he's putting a bank at good stuff indeed there for Captain Infinity, so we'll see where he can go from there. We've also got Tichy in the old lobby as well then, so great stuff indeed though, seeing newer names there, and it's brilliant, isn't it? I think this is Tichy's first gold no, then, I apologise, it's his 2nd gold win. He had a race last week, didn't he? Everson on the back straight as well then, as he comes down into the hairpin. And you can see breaking down then from top gear into first gear, tickling the 40-mile-an-hour mark before getting on the loud pedal as well then. And Emerson now is coming into the follow turn as well. Turn 16 then, it's a right-hander. Sorry, it's a left-hander. Goodness me. Yeah, I would have been going into the wall then. Emerson goes fast and he's been fantastic in qualifying this season, hasn't he? Really has done. He's already got a pole position to his name. Emerson has. So, yeah, can he get his 2nd one here tonight as well? Of course, this other one was in Australia, round 1. All you Eagle Eye members out there, Eagle Eye fans and all that, you might be wondering why. There's a certain Cookie missing, isn't there? Of course, Cookie, who's dominated this category, dominated this sport since France when he made his debut. He's got 5 wins on the bounce. He ain't gonna equal that all-time record, is he tonight? Unfortunately, Cookie ain't. So where he's going for 6 wins in a row. If he got 6 wins in a row, so Nigel's gone into 8 fast. Well, but his teammate Al Hanway is just displaced in there by 0.2 of a second then. We got an Alfa Romeo of Mumford there coming through, and he's in 6th fast. Mumford hasn't lived up to the billing so far that he was showing in pre-season. Let's see if we can get his championship off to a start here tonight then. We'll be very interested to see what he can do. But yeah, going back, Cookie there would have actually made a new record here tonight by winning 6 Grand Prix in a row, which is the most of anyone ever in ALR. So fantastic stuff with 6 race wins in a row, and he's really homing in on Granty's all-time record of he's got 12 race wins in his career. Granty has at the moment. He hasn't won a race so far this season yet. Granty hasn't. So yeah, so it's going to be challenging times out for the double world champion, but I am definitely sure that he will be bouncing back there, because you can't count that man out. Remember his first drivers championship in ALR, he was there was times where he was very much on the back burner, wasn't he? Remember the first couple of races in his ALR career, he was scoring quite little points, wasn't he, down in 6th and 7th and 8th position, usually because he was involved in first corner incidents there, but remember, you can never count him out there. On board with Exile, we got Draw Fast out there as well, and also the champion, as we mentioned now then. So I think it's Exile who is the first one along. He is not the first one along at all. Sorry, I've got to adjust my headset as it's falling off me big old hair. It looks like I've got an afro at the moment. As Granty there is coming down and into the hairpin now, and he's about to start us up. Here we go then with the champion himself. Of course, he won this race last season, didn't he? This was round 2 last season, and it was Jonathan and Everson that really stole the plaudits, didn't they? Because it was fantastic, but it was this man who kind of bypassed them, really, didn't he? He went on another alternative strategy, just like he did in the first race of Russia, and won that race, didn't he, from there on? So let's see what Granty can do now. He's on the soft tires. Granty is at this current stage of proceedings, and he's coming through turn 1 and 2. It's a long right-hander there. It's never ending, and then we've got another long left-hander. This circuit is very much about tires, isn't it? And remember the early stages of Pirelli's era. I think Hamilton won this race with in the final few laps, wasn't he? Because he kept an extra set of tires, didn't he? Which won in the race from Sebastian Vettel with about 6 laps to go, I think. And then in 2012 as well, Rosberg won this race as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. It was Mercedes, but I think that was Mercedes' first win since they come back into Formula 1, wasn't it? Good stuff indeed from Rosberg. It should have been 1-2 if the Mercedes mechanics if Mercedes mechanics put all 4 wheels on Schumacher's wagon there, but that was unfortunate, wasn't it, to say the least. Thank goodness me, you guys are very chatty at the moment, and you guys. Let's take a quick look then. We got Gavin. Gavin is saying about links in what I've used. I've actually used that purple. I think it's Excite, isn't it? I don't know. We've got Darren saying at last ALR's 3 best drivers are live. We have also got I'm not racing though. Darren from Guna. I thought I should have read that before. But good stuff there from Gavin and from Guna and Darren as well, and I can't even speak at the moment. Come on, I'm too excited. Granted goes fastest there. It's 2/10 second in front of Everson. Lovely stuff indeed there. Exile coming through the filter as well, and in the Haas he goes over the grid hatch, and he is currently in front of his teammate by a whisker. What about Drofast? And a Drofast coming out of turn at 14 as well. Then into there's a kink of 15, which isn't really a turn, is it? Now into 16, which is definitely a very much a turn, and he goes into third fastest Drofast. That's goodness me. That's a very promising time there from the Ferrari driver. Lovely stuff indeed there. And I think he was downplaying his efforts earlier on, wasn't he? From Droftas, but goodness me, there he's very much on the up and up, isn't he? Lovely stuff indeed there. We've got Camaro saying hello to all. Let's go. We've got Mumford saying hopefully I only have to do that one lap then in Camera Racer. Hey up. Hello. So Tichy is driving the Red Bull here tonight then as well. Of course, he made his debut for the Haas team last week, didn't he? Haas there had a very good win, didn't they, from Eat the Cookie then, but this is going to be the first time in this season that we ain't going to have Cookie win the race, and so we're going to have a new race winner this season anyway. He's been dominated by Cookie. He is absolutely he has just been impeccable, hasn't he, from the start of the season onwards. It's been brilliant, hasn't he? And of course he's been on pole position the last 2 times as well then. So who is going to get pole position today? Is Everson going to get pole position? What about the birthday boy Jonathan Cox? And he has the most pole positions in ALR history so far, doesn't he? And there he is now then. Jonathan is, and of course he has 9 pole positions. He had 7 in last season alone, didn't he? Jonathan did. I think at this stage of last season as well, I think he was doing about on pole position, was the Jonathan. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I am probably wrong in the old comments there, but I'm sure that he was the only man on pole position at this stage. He was fantastic, wasn't he? And the British Italian driver then, of course, hopefully he can celebrate his birthday with a pole position then, and maybe even a race win. He hasn't had a race win for quite a long time, Jonathan Hasley. He is a former race winner. He has won 3 times in the ALR division. Let's see what he does as he comes over the grid hatches as well, and he sets a second fastest time on 2 tenths of a second away from Granty, who Granty very much is looking very keen at the moment, isn't he? A lovely somebody there. Titcher's just gone at 13 fastest then in the Red Bull, and that is currently safe for the moment, but I wouldn't say it's going to be safe for long, is it? Sam out on track at the moment, but he's invalidated this time. He is in the drop zone at the moment, and it's 9 tenths of a second between himself and his teammate, Sam and X. Oh, goodness me, that Sam's going to have to find some speed there in the Haas. And we've also got Farf, who hasn't come out of the pits yet. Well, he's just got out of the pits now, and he's on his outlap. So I think we're going to follow Sam at the moment, haven't we? And Captain Infinity is also back out on track as well. And remember, he's making his full ALR debut tonight, isn't he? So, yes, good luck to Captain Infinity. And I wonder if that was just a banker before he gets himself in and ready to go then. So Mumford is just saying that points would do me after the start of this season. Yeah, Mumford has had some incredible speed. I think he's just been very unlucky, hasn't he, Mumford has so far. So yeah, we're hoping that Mumford can get some points on the board then, as Sam is just letting the 2 Red Bulls go at the moment then, of Tichy, and I think that was lights in front of him as well then. Are they safe? Probably, possibly, maybe. That means I have no idea if they're safe or not, because I don't really know what I'm talking about sometimes, but here we go then. We're on board then with Sam now. Let's go on board then with the Haas driver. He's 16 fastest moment. He needs to find 9 tenths of a second. That's an almighty amount of time for Sam. He is on soft tyres, but these are used soft tyres. I'm wondering if he's going to be a bit I wonder if he's going to be feeling that might be a mistake there. Oh, goodness me then, as he's now coming into turn 3 as well then. Oh, look at the back end. Try to overtake the front there, is it, from Sam. Farf is also started up as well. There he is. We see the flash of red there in the background. That is Farf, and as you can see, he hasn't set a time yet either. Remember, I think Farf, remember when Farf was started the I think it was season 2, wasn't it, where Farf was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he? He had 2 wins out of 2. Probably should have had 3 wins, shouldn't he? But unfortunately, there was a safety car hiccup, wasn't it? I think it was silent shift then, wasn't it, that went and then seemed to stop, didn't he? And they all went into the back, and it was a concertina effect. And possibly that might have cost Farf 3 wins out of 3. He hasn't won a race in gold since then, has he? Of course, he did win in bronze a couple of, just over a week and a bit ago, because unfortunately the other bronze, the bronze race in Vietnam was unfortunately unfortunately scrapped, wasn't it? As none of us could get in the session there, or maybe it's just Farfara just pulling the plug because he didn't like. He wasn't very keen on Vietnam, was he? We got 1 minute left of this session, and ALR, Sammy, and Infinity are both looking into the abyss at the moment, aren't they? Well, Captain Infinity, told pieces retired from the session. Infinity is up by 3,300 of a second in the second sector. Let's see what we can do in the final sector as well. And as he is Farfo is coming to the line, and the 3-time Grand Prix winner of ALR, and now Droftos retired as well. But here comes Farf. He goes 16 fastest. Farf is not out of trouble. He is still in the drop zone. Farf is, goodness me, Farf is going to have to really go. So is he? Sam is back on track as well. Infinity is 2/10 of a second up then as he comes down the back straight. There's not a lot you do on this final sector there, so it's going to be very difficult for Infinity to gain the time he needs. He needs to gain about 2 seconds-ish, isn't it? Goodness me, that's a lot of time. He's locked up the inside there. Infinity has them before. Get Stefan on the floor. Goodness me, that was a bit of a boost, wasn't he? Had a bit of push to pass there, wasn't he? Oh, almost on the curb there. And what does Infinity do then? I think he tried a bit too hard in the final sector, and unfortunately, Infinity, has he got enough to go for one run? No, never run. I don't think he has that. Farf, is he still on it? Is he still on it looking carbonic? We'll find out now then. He is 4/10 of a second up. Is that enough? Yes, that is at the moment, but we've also got Exile out there as well. Exile should start us off. Oh, goodness me, then this is getting very much nip and tuck then. And as he's coming down the back straight, I'll answer you in a minute, Mumford. As we got to get into this race at first. Oh, sorry, this qualifying session first. Goodness me, I'm stumbling all over my words. It's because I'm malpracticed now. I haven't commentated since Tuesday, have I? When we were talking about all kinds of nonsense. Alhan has finished this lap then, but I feel that Alhan is safe. The people looking into the abyss at the moment is Nigel, XR, Farf, Sammy, Captain Infinity is being confirmed. He's out of this qualifying session, unfortunately. Farf comes across the line. That's much better. That's 9 fastest. Nigel's in the drop zone. No, he ain't. I apologise. It's Exile that's in the drop zone. We got both Haas's in the drop zone. Sam is out of qualifying. That's 2 cars out of qualifying now. Who is going to be the third one? It's between Nigel. It's between Exile. And maybe even Titchy is also staring into the abyss as well, as he is not in this session anymore. Then Exile coming into the final turn as well. Turn 20. No, he ain't. Turn 16 then. Over the Grid Hatchins. The checker flag is floated. Exile through. What about the champion, Nigel? Nigel is more often than not been out of qualifying. Is he going to be out qualified again? No, he makes it through. Titchy, unfortunately, is the final man that has been confirmed out of qualifying. Nigel is into qualifying too. Then lovely stuff indeed there from the former champion himself. Brilliant stuff then from Nigel. And look at how much he was in qualified by. 500 of a second, and that's half a tenth of a second there. So you have plenty of time on the table there, Nigel. Goodness me, that was either good track evolution or these guys were just getting quicker and quicker. Very brilliant stuff indeed then. Let's just take a look then. Gio is he is back in the old comments. Lovely to see you there, Gio. We've also got Darren saying as he's waiting for the Sam comments as well, as unfortunately Sam is out of qualifying, so he's gonna be sitting on the sidelines that Sam is out for qualifying too then. Gio also saying it's very close, man. Got Gavin. He's got Gavin saying this is very close. Farf was very much concerned there, wasn't he? But he moved himself back up in the 10th then, and really good stuff indeed. That we've also got Mumford saying, "Is this his 20th Grand Prix in ALR?" Let me check the old spreadsheet. Of course, this is the thing that I absolutely love. Then it is. I think it's your 21st Grand Prix actually, Mumford. Yeah, going to this. This will be your 21st Grand Prix start in ALR. Lovely stuff indeed there from Mumford, and yeah, really well done indeed. There, of course, I love me stats and stuff. So yeah, congratulations to Mumford making his 21st Grand Prix start here tonight as well. I don't think anyone else has got. This is Nigel's 51st Grand Prix start, so that means he's tied on with Dan Murphy now. As Dan Murphy, as I found out the other week, has actually got the most Grand Prix starts in the ALR history. So Nigel is on 51 now as well. As they put their joint on 51 then, and the next man on the list is actually Jonathan. There, as Jonathan just asked, how many Grand Prix has he done? This will be your 48th Grand Prix start there, Jonathan. Fantastic. 2 away from the half a century. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Jonathan there. And yeah, good stuff then. Anyway, before we move on to any more stat chat, let's quickly to review who has been out of qualifying. And unfortunately, it's Captain Infinity out of qualifying, and also Sam's out of qualifying as well, as is Titchy then. And very close between Nigel and Teacher there from being out. And let's see if, what Nigel can do in the second qualifying session. It's very useful to see Nigel so far down is that he's usually mixing up there. In his time in ALR, his lowest championship position has been 4th. He won the first season, didn't he? He finished, I think he finished 4th in his second season, or no, I think he finished 5th actually, I apologise. And then he finished at 3rd last season as well. It's all about consistency. Nigel has won in every single season. There has been an ALR season that's been brilliant, hasn't it, for Nigel there? But he's really strong at this game at the moment now. But hats off to Nigel for sticking on it. I've got to say, that's fantastic. I'm not. So I'm rubbish at this game, and probably that's kind of the reason why I've called it a day on a lot of things. Anyway, then, enough about that. We've got Light saying he doesn't like this track, as Sam still with I'll take Q2 show as well there from Mumford. As I hate to say it, Mumford, I wanted to avoid that, but yes, you are correct indeed. Unfortunately, Sam is having a very difficult start to the season as well, as is Nigel, as we mentioned before. And Jonathan there, as I said, he's making his 48th Grand Prix start. I think he is now actually the third most, the man with the third most starts. As I get my teeth back in, he is so he has started. He is the third highest starter in ALR then with 48 starts. Good 17 then, and as we said, it's Nigel and Dan there who is now on 51 apiece. And good 17 then, and Jonathan there only three back then at this moment, because I don't think I think Jonathan has only ever missed. I don't think he's actually missed a Grand Prix in ALR, so fantastic stuff from Jonathan. And I've got to say, absolutely hats off to him as well. Whilst we're watching Jonathan, we were on board with him now. He's had 9 pole positions in his ALR career. He's been brilliant. He's had 14 podiums and 4 draw of the days as well there for Jonathan, and only 14 DNFs there in in the current 47 starts there. So that also shows why he's really always more often than not high up in the championship. Anyway, then we're on board and Jonathan at the moment. Good 17 then. As a Mumford saying, it's a wet to dry race. If you haven't been told that, yes, I have. And just like last week as well, we had a wet to dry race, didn't we? And let's go to last week's race, shall we? I got to say, I feel that Lights probably could have and should have won that race if he went on the same tyres as Cookie. I feel that Young Lights would have stood a much better chance of winning that race. And now been his first race win in ALR history. That's so good stuff from Young Lights. But he was very happy with second position. He was very happy to be leading the Drivers' Championship at the moment there. But what could have been there? What could have been there for Young Lights? Oh, Jonathan's had an appalling start to that lap, and unfortunately he's going to have to abandon that, because if you invalidate the last turn, you also invalidate the next lap as well there for Jonathan. So he's going to have to go around again, unfortunately. Jonathan is... Lost souls. We didn't see him in Vietnam last week, did we? But he's back here tonight, and he hasn't got any points there on the board at the moment. Lost souls. He needs to get on the points board quite quickly. Lost souls is very much either really on it or seems to be lost at sea, doesn't he? Lost souls. So hopefully he's going to be on it this race here tonight, and hopefully he can get some points on the board there. Lost souls on the medium compound tires. We've got Drofast, who is on the soft tires. And this track is definitely very much soft. It's very much about tires, isn't it? And you got to make sure that you keep a lot of tread on them as well, don't you? Just like in Silverstone earlier on, it's all about tires, and unfortunately it's going to be about tires again for anyone who is not really keen on the tire talk, and you might be tired of it. Haha. Lost Souls is just in front of us at the moment there. He has done a 51 in the second sector. Drofast has done a 51 as well, by the looks of it, as I looked over his shoulder then as well then. Nigel's saying too close there. It really is, isn't it? Between himself getting in and not getting in at all. Now we've got Grant. Remember, these Williams guys have been doing it ever since the start of ALR this season, haven't they? Where they've been very much doing a toe. And look at Grant there, pulling out the final part of the long long straight there. Yeah, I'm wondering, is that really paid dividends? Of course, a slipstream is always welcome, isn't it? But I'm not sure how much it helps the lap time. But we'll soon find out. Lost Soul has done a 31 there on the medium tires. Drofast has done a 31.5 there on the soft tires. So that shows how much I know about Formula 1, because I'm absolutely talking rubbish there. As Drofast flies through the camera shot as well. Farf is just started his lap as well. Farf was very much leaving it to the very last bit, in the last qualifying session, and almost paid the price, didn't he? But he did get through in the qualifying. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, as Dominic has just asked, what commentating on a video game? Yes, that's what I do. I basically commentate on guys going round in circles playing F1 2020. It's really good fun indeed. Total Peace has gone second fastest right now. He's half a second behind Milan, who is fastest at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed there from Milan. Brilliant. We've got Mumford then, who is currently, as we said before, he hasn't got no points in the championship so far. He's driving the Giovinazzi car, or the Giovinazzi car, depending on if you speak to Ted or David Croft. Of course, I'm a Ted fan. I'm always going to go with Giovinazzi. Here comes Mumford there. He flies through turns 16, comes over the curves there, and he goes fifth fast. Mumford is. He is he's about half a second away from where he wants to be. I feel Exile has done his lap on the soft tires there, and his DRS button is going wild down the corner there. And of course, that's the telemetry zone as well. Farfara on board with Farfara, looking back at the moment. We've also got Jonathan, who's out there still on a lap. Then he's done one lap already on these medium tires. Is that going to cause him any headaches before the race? And that's going to be very interesting indeed, isn't it? Yellow flags in sector 1. It's one the Mercedes, I think, getting out of way at the moment. Jonathan there flying through turn 6 as well. I love that shot. Then you can see the media. Oh, he's invalid this time again. Jonathan has. Oh, goodness me. He's putting a lot of pressure on himself. Farf is done 32.5 there. I wonder if there's more in the bag there for Farf. Maybe he's just sandbagging. As usual, Mercedes trick, isn't it? Look, Young, like said, the championship leader on board of him now as he's coming out the long turn at 13, I should say. Now down the back straight then. Let's see what he can do then as well then. And he's got DRS right now then. Yellow flag in front of us. That's one for the Alfa Romeo team. Unfortunately, in the real world of Formula 1, Alfa Romeo is not doing a very good job at all, are they? Really, they're the slowest cars in the world of Formula 1. Sam is it's just said that China is the most hated track. It's not very good anywhere, Mumford. We'll come back to that comment in a minute because Young Lights has gone second fastest on the soft tyre at the moment. Interesting stuff indeed there. If you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on. John Fisher's recovering back to the pits. What about Mr. Elite then as he comes through the final turn, giving it a wide old berth into... Oh, he's invalid this time as well. He's going to have to go around again. What about Nigel, the Season 1 champion there? The man who got out by a whisker of qualifying 1 is into 7th position at the moment. That is not safe, I don't think. And Mr. Elite then unfortunately invalidated both this time and the last time as well. So he is going to have to go around again then. In the pits at the moment is Alhan and... Grant at the moment then. Just taking a quick look. Yeah, Sam saying it's the worst track there. It's not very good anywhere. Sam was saying I was a second up until the last corner, 2 wheels off the track, and it invalidated me. So unfortunately there's Sam there. Is a fire shot. It's out of the race, and I think he's done a Giovinazzi actually. Oh goodness gracious me, then he has crashed on the inside. Sorry, it's the outside of the circuit, and by the grandstand. That's not very good at all, is it, for fire shot? And he is out of qualifying then. Of course, there's no T cars in Formula 1 anymore, so Fireshot is going to have to make the long trudge back to the pit lane of crossing the road then. Unfortunately therefore, there's a joke in there, some words in there. Unfortunately Fireshot though, there's no joking around for Fireshot. He is out of qualifying. The former pole sitter is unfortunately going to be sitting on the sidelines, and he is done in this event. What a shame there for, well, this qualifying session event anyway, and that's a shame there for Fireshot. So he's going to be in the mid-pack now. He started so well this season. He is 4th in the championship at the moment, but that is not what he wants to, that's not where he wants to be, is it? Here comes Everson, the only other man there in this grid so far has been on pole position this season, hasn't he? It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? The pole, but Emerson there, one of his Achilles heel was his 1 lap pace. Well, he has definitely put that to bed this season. He's been fantastic on the 1 lap pace. Look at those brake discs glowing there on that Renault there. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Driving the Ricciardo car, or the Ricardo car, depending on where you're from in the world. Emerson there coming up to the final part lap while coming into turn 12 as well. Lovely over shoulder shot here from Emerson, and you can see there take a bit of a couple of bites of the cherry there on the steering wheel. Now Emerson there has just got to give it a lovely wide swoop there onto the back straight. Doesn't want to scrub any speed off as he comes down the back straight as well. DRS is wide open now. There's 2 DRS zones around here, of course, on this 1.2 mile long straight, or in the start finish straight as well. And that's why it was so good between Jonathan and this man Emerson last year, wasn't it? It was a battle for the ages there, wasn't it, from both those 2 drivers there. Emerson coming to the final turn as well. They clipping a bit of the grass there, but he's keeping it well within track, well, just above in track limits there, and Emerson goes into full fast. He is the highest of the medium compound rounds as well. Drop fastest, 3 tenths a second up there on the medium tyres. He's done his first lap on the soft tyres there, so good stuff indeed there from Drop Fast. I wonder if he was If you had some sandbags in the old side pods, well, on board Drop Fast then, as he's moved up to 8th in the World Championship mode there for Drop Fast. He had a bit of a nightmare race in Australia, didn't he? But since then, he's put that to one side. He's had some two strong performances, hasn't he, in Bahrain and Vietnam. Good stuff indeed there. Can he continue on there? Remember, he was very much Mr. Consistent in silver last season, didn't he? Before he got promoted to gold, and Drop Fast is really carrying it on now, hasn't he? Now then, the last two races, good stuff indeed there. Unfortunately, Drop Fast has not ever won a race in ALR yet. I wonder if he's going to put that to bed here tonight then. Really good stuff indeed there. So yeah, there's just take a look down there. There's a lot of comments there coming in then. Jonathan, you called just before the start finish straight. Never used to violate there on the 2019 there. Of course, there it's both Sam and Jonathan have been caught out there, and I'm sure Mr. Elite was also caught out as well not so long ago. Now Drop Fast flying into the final turn now as well, and keeping it well within track limits. That is definitely becoming a difficult corner. He goes at fifth fastest so far. Lovely stuff indeed there. As Lost Souls there is taking a pedestrian route out of the pit lane. Yellow flag in one at the moment, and his figures Drop Fast there, just slowing down then on his lap. Granty is on the back straight. Here's about to start us up now, just under 5 minutes ago. He's on the medium tyre then. Let's see what Granty can do then, taking a wide berth into the final corner, and look at that, just about keeping two wheels in track limits. We're back, we're going to lap now with the champion, and here he is as well. Mumford coming out of the pits there. Is that going to distract him? Toll Pease is out of qualifying. He thinks he's safe. We'll find out if he's safe coming into the end of this qualifying session as well then, as we're on board then, and dropping down into turn 3 as well then. Of course they're taking you can see going as wide as you can there out of turn 4 then, a kinky kink of turn 5 into turn 6 as well there. Of course some brilliant overtaking manoeuvres in the pass there. One of them was definitely Ricardo on Bottas in 2018, wasn't it, when Ricardo was still driving the Red Bull then. The long turn 7 I think it is now into turn 8 as well. And before we go into the double left hander, look how murky it's got over there in the forward distance there. That is going to be definitely very much on the driver's mind then. It's going to be, these cooler conditions will help the tyres, won't they? Last over a longer period of the lap, but of course we do not want any wet stuff coming from the clouds, coming from the sky. That is something we do not want, is it? Lost Souls there out of the final part of your lap then as well. And look at this, and once again now the Williams team are trying to do the toe, but I think Lost Souls might have misjudged that slightly, because Granty is already past him, isn't he? He's a bit too slow, I think, out of turn 13 there for the toe. There's both Williamses that are making that their MO this season in qualifying, aren't they? We got Mr. Lee, Jonathan's back out on track as well. We've got Alhan as well. Granty is almost on the grass there, isn't he? Oh, is he invalidated this time? I thought that was two wheels. I thought that was all wheels over the curb there, but no, he is he's in the fourth position there, and he is now the highest of the medium compound round as well. Jonathan there is coming through the final turn as well there. Let's see what Jonathan did there. He's on the soft tires there. He's given turn 16 a lot more respect there, isn't he? But goodness me, he's got a lot of time on the table there. He was I think turn 16 he can go a lot quicker through there, and he is still in third position. He is on the soft tires there. Is that going to cause him any issues in the race later on then? Mumford is on a lap of the road there. We can leave him to it for now then, as Mr. Elite then is coming down the back straight in the Renault. His teammate is 6 past the moment. His teammate thinks he is safe then. We'll find out if he's safe then in the next 2.5 minutes time then. Elite out of turn 14 as well. Turn 15 is a nothing turn. Now into 16 as well then. Where is he? There he is! He flies through 16. Lovely stuff indeed there. Keeping it within track limits. What is he going to do? He is fifth faster for Mr. Lee. That's going to make a lot of drivers sit up and take notice, I feel, with that time there for Mr. Lee. That's a very good time indeed there. And Alhan is on the back straight as well, driving the beautiful black Mercedes, isn't it? A lovely car indeed. I do like the colour scheme then. Breaking down then into just at 40 miles an hour then. Lost Souls has retired from the session. He is on the cusp. Lost Souls says we could be losing Souls as we come to the final turn then. Let's see what Alhan can do. Is he going to knock out the Williams driver? On board. It's close. It's more than close. It's not close enough. Alhan is through. Oh goodness me. And Mumford is 9 tenths of a second up. Look how gloomy it's got out there. We're going to have to get the headlights on in a minute. Good job these cars don't have headlights. Into 16 as well. Oh goodness me, taking off my moustache, and he comes out of the final turn. And what does Mumford do? He is in 7 fast. Well, we've lost XR and we have lost Souls there so far then. Fire shot already out qualified as well. Drop Fast is back out on track as well. We've got a minute to go then, and plus any times that I'm way behind as well. Far on track as well. Oh, this is getting very juicy indeed then. Granty is in the pits there with 90 seconds to go. I don't think it's going to be enough for Granty. Emerson's out on track. Oh goodness me, that's really squeezed out. all these guys going on to the soft tyres there. It's very much throwing a curveball, isn't it? Oh gosh, that is going to be fantastic, isn't it? We're going to see some tears, I think, at the end of this qualifying session. Who is going to be shedding the tears? So, well, we'll find out in a minute. Jonathan there is retired from the qualifying session as well then. Young Lights saying this is not my track, he'd be happy to qualify 6 up at the top 5 finish there. We've also got Sam is just confirming that he does enjoy Monaco, doesn't it? And Sam's always gone well around Monaco, hasn't he? Of course, he made his debut in ALR and really hasn't looked back since, has he? Remember last season he gained about 4 seconds on his previous lap time around Monaco last season, so that is that's night and day, isn't it, from Sam? And he is just improving all the time, isn't he? He's had a rough start to 2020 of season 4 though, hasn't he, of ALR? But of course he's got plenty of time there to put that wrong right, hasn't he? That lovely shot, he's a long shot here of China. You can see the heat haze. It is very much a murky old out there, but there's still enough there to oh, Nigel there, gotta say, I think the back end was trying to overtake the front, and Nigel there is taking too much curb on the grass, and that back end is very much trying to step out, isn't it? That car is not planted, is it? Goodness me, that's unusual from the Mercedes, not to have a car planted. That's looking very lively, isn't it? He's 6/10 of a second up though, Nigel is. Farf is on the medium tyres there. Is he going to regret that decision? And the checker flag has dropped then. It is fluttering then. Goodness me then. And now then we're coming down the back straight then. So well then, there's a lot of chatter in the comments there just about the weather forecast. Of course, just to remind you, it is scheduled to start raining as Granty is retired from the session there. But Granty, is he going to be out of qualifying? Goodness me, the champion who's third in the championship at the moment there. He's having a difficult start to this season. And goodness me, then this might be another difficult turn. This might be another difficult step and block. Here comes Nigel. Nigel's into 10th finisher, but I don't think that is safe. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Exile coming through the final turn as well. Mumford's retired from the session, and Exile is through. Oh my goodness me, Nigel's out qualified. What about Everson? Everson's fastest. Goodness me, indeed. Then Farf is coming out of the final turn as well. Droffas and Farf is the 2 Forys in at the left. Then Farf into turn number 6. He's invalidated this time. Farf is out qualifying. What about Droffas? It's between Droffas and Granty, and Granty is out qualifying. Goodness gracious me, that is a shock that I was not expecting to be saying. Wow, we have lost all of ALR's champions in that qualifying session. Nigel out of qualifying, Granty out of qualifying as well. Goodness me, we've also lost Souls as well. Farf, of course, who didn't set a representative time, I don't feel, and Farshot, unfortunately, is buried as McLaren into the arm curve, the outside of the start-finish straight. So that is a shocker, isn't it? Goodness me, then there are in all those bottom 5 runners, all those drivers have 4 of those drivers have won in gold in some time or another, and Lost Souls has won 3 races in silver. So there's a lot of race winning caliber that is going to be taking the walk of shame at the end of this qualifying session. Goodness me, then I was not expecting any of those 5 drivers to. Well, I was expecting 1 or 2 because of course this grid is so competitive, isn't it? But goodness me, I wasn't expecting all 5 of them to go out. Wow. And Darren has summed it up very nicely indeed there, as Darren just said, wow, Granty, incredible stuff indeed. Gio saying, what a session, that was a fantastic session, wasn't it? Goodness me. And then we'll just let's take a quick overview of what has happened in qualifying 2 then. Fireshot, no time, of course he's spread his McLaren across the wall. We've got Fireshot you got Farf out of qualifying as well. Lost Souls, Nigel and Granty all out of qualifying. Granty was up by 0.2 of a second in the end there. Goodness me. Into qualifying 3 then is Mumford, Elite, Exile, Pease, Jonathan, Lights, Alhan, Milan, Droffas and Emerson. That is a cracking qualifying 3. I'm loving this, and all of them are on the soft compound tyres then as well. Then is that going to be the race winning strategy, or is it going to be someone in the midfield there that is going to be rattling the top 3 of the top 10, I should say? Goodness me. Gunnar saying Granty's going for driver of the day, it seems there. We've also got Mr. Light say Young Light saying that this is not my track there, but as he said, hopefully I'm getting to Q3. Of course, Young Lights has gone to Q3, and we have got we've also got So I'm saying it's just my kind of track, as he is talking about Monaco as well. Sam does love Monaco, doesn't he? And Granty is saying never got much of it last season. So I think he's been getting knocked out of qualified. As of course, Granty, I think he had 5 pole positions last season, didn't he, Granty? We're on board then with the man who's the only man this session has been on pole position in this season so far, and that is Everson. Of course, the other two have been taken by Cookie in Bahrain and Vietnam. That is not going to happen today, as Cookie is MIA, missing in action. As Jonathan saying he's got owed set of softs first then as well. Then for Jonathan, as he had to use an extra set of softs, didn't he? For I think it's for qualifying one, wasn't it? So of course, what does Jonathan mean there? Of course, it is because these drivers get an extra set of new boots, don't they, for qualifying 3 to encourage the more of the midfield teams in the real world of Formula 1 to go out, don't they? Which is an absolutely fantastic move, isn't it? Really. So lovely stuff indeed. And then of course you will also, but because you only get one new set of tires, you must save another set of tires to have 2 runs on a new set of boots, don't you? So that's what Jonathan's all about there, and he has only got 1 set of boots, and so he's coming out now and just putting a banker in, so to speak. Then so expect Jonathan's real lap to be on his 2nd run around here. Emerson is just on board for him now. We will not have 3 runs. I think it's just going to be 2 runs in this circuit because it's quite a long lap, isn't it? We're doing 1.5 lap times around here, aren't we? As I just say, yeah, it says Cookie is probably eating a wash there from Gio as well. Then, yes, I hope Cookie is enjoying whatever he's eating. I wonder if it's some cookies. Anyway, let's just watch Emerson as well then, as he is coming into the hairpin as well. Then, so let's see what the man who was on pole position in Australia, and I think he's had about 5 pole positions now in his career, hasn't he? Emerson has had, yeah, he has 5 pole positions. Emerson has. He's going to go for a 6th pole position here tonight. Then, let's see what he can do. And he goes over the grid hatches. Let's go on board. Then the man who's been runner-up twice in the World Championship. He has never finished no lower than 2nd in the World Championship as well in ALR, has he? Emerson, he's been absolutely fantastic since debuting back in Bahrain of Season 2. And since then, he has never looked back, has he? He's been a forward in the side there at the ALR drivers, hasn't he? Since his debut, it's been good stuff indeed then. As we're now going into Turn 6 as well, as our H has just mentioned something very interesting. And to be honest, I've even mentioned it in the stream as well. Of course, it don't matter what tires you start on in the... doesn't matter what tires you qualify on in Q2, because it's got a rain, of course, there. As once again there, I miss a step or 3, which is standard stuff, isn't it? Emerson there is flying through the middle part of the course as well. I love the helmet design there from Emerson. Beautiful stuff indeed there from car number 3 as well. Of course, that's not his real number, is it? I think his real number last season was 12, wasn't it? Where he's done a 50 in the 2nd sector. Then of course he is purple so far. And now we're coming through turn 12 as well. Then now down the back straight and lovely over the shoulder shot from Emerson here. Then and you can see he is now waiting for that DRS. He's got it there right now, right on the money. The drivers get a beep in the ear, don't they? As to know that when it's active, of course, it's only active in the race if you're within 1 car length of the car behind there. In the qualifying session, you can have it active anytime when there's a DRS zone. I think it was in 2012, wasn't it, where the DRS used to be available all the way around the lap, didn't it? Which was very good skill, wasn't it? Emerson's done a 29 at 3 there, a fantastic lap there from Emerson, and that is the lap record around here as well. And so Emerson there is the fastest ever man in ALR to go around this course, and brilliant stuff indeed there. Jonathan has done a 30.1, but remember that is on the used tyres. And what about Pease? Pease is 2nd now. He's 3/10 of a second away from Emerson. Pease making his debut for racing point here tonight. Mr. Elite there is a 3/10 of a second away from Jonathan. He is 4th fastest at the moment as well. Milan there coming out of turn 14 then, and he is now 1 more course to go there. It's a tricky final turn though, isn't it? It doesn't run too wide. He is very much in track limits, and he goes 2nd fastest. Milan does a fantastic time there. What about Lights and the championship leader? He is 4th fastest at the moment. He was happy. He said he'd be happy with a top 6 start, wouldn't he? And currently he's 4th fast moment. Mumford has had an adventure somewhere, and unfortunately because of that, he is going to as Jake the Slayer's joined, as he is going to he is just going to have to come back to the pits as well then. And just watching Drop Fast, he was out on track at the moment as well then. There's a camera racing saying, I mean, the softs are the wrong choice there. I apologise, camera racer. I kind of misled you. It's raining for the race. So you see that I gotta say that shows what I've got an IQ of 69 everyone. Anyway, we're coming through. The very long. It's like a snail kind of corner, this isn't it? Where it really turns back on itself, doesn't it? Drop that's on the back straight at the moment. He is in the Ferrari. As I said, he's had a very very good too, a couple of races as well, as Gio said, oof, Jay for the Slayer then. It took me out last time I raced him. Oh, goodness me there. But, of course, there's a reason why he's called the Slayer. Here comes Drop Pass coming out of turn 16, and let's see what Drop Pass can do then in the Sebastian Vettel car. I have a feeling that this car is probably a lot more balanced than Sebastian Vettel's real car. Here comes Drop Pass over the grid hatches as well then, and let's see what he can do then on board there with the third out on the T cam itself, and look at this. In turn 1 and 2 there, it just gets slower and slower. It's a corner that really frustrates you as a driver, doesn't it? Now dropping down into turn 3 as well there, and once again it turns back on itself as well into coming up into turn 5 then as well. As a kink, isn't it? Now dropping down there, dropping right down into second gear there. It's first gear there, tickling the 45 an hour mark. There's a lot of slow corners around here, but it's also these long corners that really cause a lot of pain on the tires, doesn't it? Remember Raikkonen in 2012 was on course for an incredible race here, wasn't he? I think he was third at the time, and he stayed on the hard tires, didn't he? He done one less pit stop than everyone around him, and he just dropped right down to 12th or 13th, didn't he? And of course, there's also about driving on the marbles as well, wasn't it? As of course, if you get on the marbles there and you just go to the scene of the accident, don't you? You just get on those marbles and just skate off the track. You don't get many marbles on these new spec Pirelli tires as much as you did on the old ones, did you? Because me, it looked very interesting with lots of these little Bulgarian rubber pieces. There is Alhan has left the session. That is not good. He left the session, didn't he? Back in Vietnam. I hope that Alan can get back in the session. As of course we do have a rule. I think we have a ruling now in ALR where if you leave the session, then you can't come back in. But I'm not sure if that. Of course, I should read my rules, shouldn't I? Really, so I'm going to get a smack on the wrist. As Drop Fast goes third fast, as he's had a fantastic session so far. This is very much Drop Fast, very much on the limit of that Ferrari, and then some brilliant stuff indeed there from Drop Fast. Great stuff then. As Jonathan saying, me and Everson just gone down memory lane, going down the straight side by side like last season there. Yeah, of course, I got to say this was one of my favourite races last season, wasn't it? It was absolutely fantastic. Really was there. It was a race about strategy. It was a race about bravery as well. Grant, he got the strategy absolutely to perfection. Jonathan and Everson were fighting over second position. It was the lead for majority of the race where there was Grant, I think was slightly out of position, wasn't he? But he was on the more preferred tyre. I'm sure he started on the medium tyre, didn't he? Or hard tyre, and then went to the other way, and he was absolutely lightningly quick towards the end. But yeah, it was a great race indeed there. Of course, I suggest you go back and watch it when you have time. Of course, so you need to watch this one first, because I think this one is going to be even better than last season, which is very much a which is very much, of course, standard figure, isn't it? Darren saying that's a race rule, isn't it? I think it is a race rule. Yeah, I need to read up on the old rule book, don't I, to be honest? But there you go. It's the guy from The Simpsons said I was elected to lead, not to read. Unfortunately, I don't do neither. Drop Fast icon in the pits, and at the moment there's no cars out on track at the moment. Well, apart from Drop Fast, of course, but he's coming into the pits now. He is third at the moment. That's his best time in ALR Gold so far. He's done a brilliant job out there so far. And can he keep the second row? It's going very difficult indeed there. And Milan there, brilliant drive as well there. Milan, as we say, both Alfa Romeos I was expecting so much from both drivers. They have not really produced so far, have they? I wonder if they're going to put that to bed there. Right that wrong right here tonight. And they potentially could be. And it's going to be some big haul of points then, I feel, there for the Alfa Romeo drivers. Good stuff indeed then. As Drop Fast is just getting wheeled back into the pit lane then. So we've just got under 3 minutes to go in this session, and the drivers are leaving it late. It's because they want the track. They want the track at absolutely peak condition, don't they? And that is, of course, that's of course right at the end of the session where the track is going to be at peak condition, because there'll be more rubber done, won't they? And it's the last man across the line is, in theory, gets the best of the track conditions as well then. But we'll find out if that is going to be the case then. Mumford is not interested in the track condition and all the theory. He just wants to get a lap in. And the advantage of going out early is you will not get any yellow flags on your lap then. But of course, potentially though, you might trip up against someone who is just on an outlap moment and going sufficiently slower. And Crofty's always been talking about the minimum speed, doesn't it? The minimum speed time when going out, lad. But really, it's all about skill, really, isn't it? It's also about keeping your eyes peeled, isn't it? Mumford then is the other Alfa male has come out as well as Milan. Milan is second at the moment. That's great stuff indeed there. Can Mumford mix it up in the top as well? I'm loving this, isn't it? It's great to see Milan up there. It's great to see Drawfast up there. Of course, Total P's making his full debut of racing pointing out tonight as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Young Lights, the championship leader, only down in 5th at the moment. Jonathan, a qualifying master, only in 6th then. Mr. Elite there, once again showing his vast experience in 7th as well. Exile, of course, an ALR veteran, isn't he? He's in 8th then. Alhan just seems to always be there at the right place at the right time, isn't it? That man is fantastic. Unfortunately, he's not in the right place at the right time at the moment, as he has not gone back into the session yet. We'll find out if he does then before the end of the session. We really hope that Alhan can get back in the session on board Mumford at the moment. This is very much a leisurely pace, isn't it? Mumford treating those tyres like qualifiers, isn't they? Isn't he? Mumford is at the moment. Right then, it's now then he's just coming now to finish off his outlap. Then of course now this is it. Then it's all or nothing. Oh, it's invalid this time, but he should be okay. It's this next turn where he can't invalidate this time. Lovely stuff. Then takes a wide berth into the final turn. Then on board then with Mumford, goes over the hatches. The finish side is in line with the FIA garage, of course, just in case you have to have a photo finish. Into turn 1, there he is, flying for 1 and 2. Then look at those clouds. It's very gloomy here in China, isn't it? Of course, we've had a lot of wet races in China over the years, haven't we? We've had, I think it was 2005, wasn't it? Oh goodness me. Yeah, I think it was 2005. No, it was 2006, wasn't it? Where it was a wet race. No, it wasn't. It was 2005 where we had a wet drying race. Then we same in 2007 as well. The race that cost Lewis Hamilton possibly the World Championship in his rookie season. And we've also that incredible full wet race in 2009 as well. So expect some of that later on in this event here tonight, as it is a wet race to begin with. How is these drivers going to fare? They fared absolutely splendidly, didn't they, last week in Vietnam there? They were absolutely incredible. They was impeccable. Let's see what they can do here tonight as well. Mumford is a 51 in the second sector. That's not at the absolute peak of the pace, is it? But this might be enough. Alhan is back in the session. Lovely stuff, man. Let's hope he unfortunately hasn't got enough time to get a time in, but it's great to have him back in and starting the race. And so good stuff indeed there from Alhan, and he's coming down the back straight. Mumford is, I should say. DRS is wide open there, touching the 205, 6 miles an hour. He's in 207 miles an hour as he come down the long back straight. Then Mumford very cool as a cucumber there, out of turn 15 as well. Then of course diagonal in the short straight there, now into the final turn as well. Coming on the grid hatches, the checker flag is fluttering. Mumford is 7 fastest there. He is on the 4th row of the grid then. Well done Milan. Milan is 3/10 a second off at the pole position, which is set by Emerson. Emerson's going for his second pole position of the season, his 6th of his career. There's a Ferrari around. This Drawfast has got around. He's off the course. Drawfast ain't going to be able to improve because the time is up. You cannot start another lap now. Here comes Milan. It's pole position, a fantastic time for Milan. Incredible stuff. Here comes Everson. He's a 10th for a second up. That's in the ballpark. What can he do then? Milan is on pole position. His first time pole position. Everson's in front of him this time, and he is only 2nd. Oh goodness me then. Oh my goodness me. And Milan is on pole position. That's his first pole position. Pease is up to 3rd. Young Lights is on the front row of the grid. This is absolutely epic stuff. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Oh, Mr. Lee's in front of this time. What about Jonathan? He's in front of it as well. Oh goodness me then. And that is the end of qualifying, and the man who's on pole position is Milan, his first pole position of his ALR career. What a time indeed then. He holds the lap record around here of a 29.227, and he is going to be a happy bunny indeed then. Fantastic pole. He has been in pre-season, he had been threatening to be very much right at the sharp end, and today he has achieved that fantastic pole there from Milan there. His first pole position of his career. I bet he's absolutely ecstatic, isn't he? Just taking a quick look at the old, chat really to see if he's thrown anything in there at the moment. I think he'd be more concerned about the race, so wouldn't he? But it's good stuff indeed. That's his first pole position there in his career there for Mumford and for Milan. I'll get those two mixed up. They're in two similar car, aren't they? But yeah, well done to Milan there. That's absolutely great lap indeed there. Emerson, would he have been able to top that if he didn't invalidate his time? And Young Lights out of nowhere, up in his 2nd as well. This is going to be a crack in that race indeed then, isn't it? Young Lights saying P2 there. Didn't expect expect that. So close yet so far for Everson. Darren, nice time at lights there. And as he didn't expect that, he was thinking about 5th there. But yeah, Young Lights is absolutely over the moon. But Milan should be over the moon as he is on pole position now. And he's having another victory lap, isn't he? As he is going to go into the back of his teammate there. As their celebration a bit too early, though, isn't it? Good stuff indeed there from Milan. And he's on pole position. The question is, though, how is he going to fare under the pressure then if Milan? And this is going to be tense, isn't it? He is about 400 a second in front of Young Lights. That is so close, isn't it? The closest qualifying session we have had this season. It's been absolutely immense stuff out there. Really good stuff indeed then. Sam asked what happened to Alhan. Unfortunately, dropped out of the session there. Jonathan there, a bit frustrated, I think, as he had an invalidated time there. Granty from P11 there, as he gets to choose his tires, albeit he ain't going to matter because it's raining as well there. And Ryan has said, download something. I have no idea what that is, but don't download it. Anyway, then, in the final part of qualifying, this is what it is. Then Milan on pole position by 400 to a second. 10th a second in front of Everson. Total Peace is in 4th then. Drop fast in 5th. A great qualifying session from the Ferrari driver. XR6. Jonathan down in 7th then. Mumford in 8th then. Exile in 9th then. Alhan in 10th position. Excuse me. Oh dear. Oh gosh, well, that is a fantastic grid, isn't it? I'm loving the fact that we got Milan on pole position. I do like it when we get a new driver on pole position. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Milan. Really well done. And then Lights on the second row. Remember he started on the front row. Remember he started on the second row in Vietnam, didn't he? And a lightning start. I think that's one of the best starts you've ever had on this game, Young Lights, and anyone has had. He was flying from 3rd position. He took the lead and he stayed there for 20 plus laps in Vietnam, didn't he? Let's see what he can do today. Can he go one better, Lights? And well, it ain't raining too hard, is it? Goodness me, that's very light rain. I wonder if anyone might start on the slick tyres, actually, because I can't see the track very damp at all. It does depend on how long that rain's out there. Goodness me. Oh, that is going to be very interesting, isn't it? I'm really looking forward to this one. This one's going to be absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Really is. And I feel that they might be starting on slicks. And I might be wrong, as Jake the Slayer there is just getting ready out of course, as he was a late entry, Jake is, so he'll be 19th on the grid. There's going to be 19 cars out there with a bit of sprinkle of rain, and this is going to be fantastic, isn't it? As we are now just ready to get going, and the tension is building. The drama is electric here in China. Round 4 of gold. This is season 4, round 4. Young Lights has got a championship to defend at the moment, hasn't he? He's only 4 points in front of Emerson. Emerson is a very experienced driver in this division now, isn't he? Can he go one better and get the world championship? That is his aim for this season. Young Lights there, of course, has also got the ambition of being the champion as well. Oh, this is going to be fantastic, isn't it? As Jonathan has said, it is slick tyres. So yes, that is really throwing a curveball, hasn't it? As we're now just again off the grid then. So yes, that is very interesting indeed then. We as expected the guys to start on the wet tyres, weren't we? Or in intermediate tyres, but it's not wet enough, is it? So everyone is on the slick compound tyres then. Let's go through the grid show from front to back then. As we've got both AlphaTauris on the back row. Jake the Slayer is putting himself in the AlphaTauri. This is going to be a great race as well. Nigel, the only man on the hard tyres then. Interesting stuff then. As everyone else on the mediums, all the softs. Let's go for the grid. 28 laps then around Shanghai. This is going to be cracking. Pole position is first ever pole position of his ALR career for Milan there. And what a drive it was there from Milan there. Great lap. Second position is Young Lights. He's been on pole position once in Italy, hasn't he? He was 400 away of being on pole position twice there. Third position is Emerson, of course, the man who's second in the championship and is only one position behind the man who leads the championship. Total Peace making his debut here in the racing point. He is in 4th at the moment there is the pit stop strategy, but of course we might have to ignore that one because of if it rains heavier, we might have to go on the intermediate tyres. Drop fast in at 5th position there. 6th position is Exile. 7th is Jonathan. 8th position is Mumford. Mr. Elite in 9th. Alhan is in 10th position. That is the top 10. They all have to start on the used soft tyres. Interesting. Granty in 11th position. He's on the medium tyres. 12th position is Nigel. Hard tyres. 13th position there is Lost Souls. 14th is Farf. 15th position is Farshot. He's on the soft tyres there. 16th position position is Tichy. 17th is Sam. He's on the softs as well, Sam. Let's expect fireworks. Captain Infinity making his debut here tonight in ALR. I wonder if he's got butterflies the size of eagles then. He is in 18th position. 19th position is Jake the Slayer. And I think this also is first ever drive in a gold as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that is the case. Look at those 19 cars and they are weaving from left to right. They look like a snake, don't they? They're coiled and ready to get going, and this man certainly is. And this is going to be a fantastic race, isn't it? I'm loving your comments, guys, as well. That as Darren saying, if anyone went for a wet setup, they're going to be very much disappointed, aren't they? But it is starting to rain heavier now. It's a shame we can't have the option to come in the pits, can you? But of course, Kevin Manson and Roman Grosjean got a penalty, didn't they, for that? But of course, that's because of the team assistance. Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't like take control of your car and go in the pits. But there is the pit stop strategy. But I'm not sure. Will we have to go on to the intermediate tires at some stage or another, because the track is only going to get wetter, isn't it? But that is, of course, if this rain gets heavier, and I feel that it's getting heavier than what we had at the start. There are the 19 cars here in China. Round 4, season 4 of ALR Gold. It's been a fantastic season up to now. We're going to get a new race winner here tonight. Who is it going to be? We got 4, we got 5, we got a yellow flag. Oh goodness me, just have a bit of a twitch then, as I'm just waiting for the revs then. Of course, I'm always behind. Now we are ready to get going then. Here we go then, and we are going, China. No! And it's a good start there from Milan, and there's a bit of wheel spin in the background, and they're all drop fasters have gone to the grass already. Light is on the inside, going to Milan is on the outside, and look at them, they're going, oh, that's a runner right off the track in the background now. I think it's Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite's gone right off the track there. Lights has taken the lead, just like it did in Vietnam, but they're getting fisticuffs in there, goodness me. And Emerson's on the polling start, a terrible start for the man who's second in the World Championship. Milan leads, second is Lights, Mumford, up in the third, Mumford up in the third. He's had a lightning start. Exile is also over the fourth position as well. Emerson's on the outside there. We got him a McLaren or Jonathan there going wheel. Pease is out in the polling start, hasn't he? Pease has. Drop fast is on an awful start. He's down 8 positions there. And look at Jonathan there. Oh, Pease has got Pease and Jonathan might have cut the blows there. And Pease just came down the wall as well. Just recovering Pieces. And he is right down to the back of the field there. Nigel has going side by side with Peace as well, and it is very greasy out there. Of course, we got a slight bit of rain now, haven't we? So these guys got to be very careful. Milan leads, second is Lights out, third position is Mumford. Exile in fourth position. Now he's up 2 positions. Emerson is down 2 positions there. The man who is second of all, Fireshot is past Granty, and he is up into 8th position there. Remember these two? Oh, I think these two came to blows, didn't they, last week? And now they're coming down the back straight again. And then you can see Captain Infinity's now up to 15th position. He's had a good start. Jake the Slayer up to 14th. Amazing stuff, Ben. And as Darren saying, Granty's tyres are fresh there, so he's got a good advantage there. Indeed he has. He's just taking a look there. Exile's having a look there on the back of Mumford. Mumford is on the podium as it stands at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed then as they're coming down the hill. Farf and Granty and Farf are battling away now as they come out of the hairpin as well. Granty will have the inside though into turn 16, cuts across Farf, and he is back up into 9th position then. So Granty having to repel the attack then. He has moved up 2 positions as well. Farf, someone's come into the pits quite quickly there. I think that was Captain Infinity, the only man in the pits then, as unfortunately he is had a couple of issues, and as Emerson is on the inside of Exile. Exile's had a good start, hasn't he? But Exile is not giving up there, is he? As look at this, as they're battling away, they're coming out of turn 3. Exile trying to get up the power. There's too much torque in that Ferrari powered engine there, and they're coming down into 4 now then. And Jonathan's going to send one up the inside. He is sending one up the inside. He passes Exile, and he goes up into 5th position then. As Sam dropping down the order then. Sam is thinking I've had an adventure or two somewhere. Exile back up in the 5th position now as well. Lovely stuff indeed then from Exile, and keeping it there indeed. Emerson is now regained his footing, so to speak, and he is now back up in the 4th position there. Mumford is 1.4 seconds away from Lights, who is about a second away from Milan as well in the battle for the lead. Incredible stuff indeed then, isn't it? And they're coming out into the long straight as well. Is DRS going to be enabled? Is it too wet for the DRS then? It's going to be interesting, isn't it? And look at this then. Look at all these train of cars out there And they are very gingerly at the moment, isn't they? And that's not a ginger joke either. They are taking it very cautiously. Pease is now on the outside of Jake the Slayer. Sam there going across the grass as well. Up the ins, and look at this. There's Everson there. That is without the DRS zone as well. Fantastic stuff there. And Lights there is really starting to put the squeeze on Milan at the moment. Milan is leading this race there after getting pole position in his debut there. So far, then the top two have never won a race in ALR, so this is going to be very much new territory. Mumford has gone wide there, hasn't he? Emerson has won a race there. Mumford hasn't, nor has XR. Jonathan hasn't won a race for a very long time, has he? Jonathan hasn't. Season 2, I think, was his last race win. Back in Hungary. Goodness me, a very long time ago. Fireshot is now up into 7th position there. Alhan is down into 8th position. Granted, they're just keeping an eye on Alhan at the moment. They're coming out of turn number 3 as well. Of course, Grant, he is the I think he's the highest man on the fresh tires. He is indeed there. He is he didn't qualify on his tires, so it's going to be brand spanking new then. As a Grant, he just having a look there, but Alham not really covering his line too much there, because it's a very difficult place to overtake. You must have a lot more momentum. Infinity is on the intermediate tires then. Interesting choice there from Infinity. Let's see what he can do then. At the moment there, he's not really gaining too much headway into Sam, is he? As Sam is actually quite close to the back of Nigel. Nigel's dropped down into 70th position there on those hard tires. I wonder if he's trying to find grip there. Lost Souls also right down the order as well, down in 16th position there. Total Peace has come back through the field like a hot knife through butter. As him and Jonathan came to blows there in turn 1, didn't he? So Pease is now coming back, and he is now into 13th position. Pease is, and he is trying to make amends of what happened early on in this race, unfortunately. And a drop fast there is trying to go up the inside drop fast on the Poland start, didn't he? Goodness me, he dropped all the way down to the midfield. Lovely shot here from Mr. Elite, and we're on board then, and the DRS has been enabled then, albeit it is raining, isn't it? And look at this, and as we're just waiting for drop fast, and drop fast is through up into 11th position there. Down to 12th goes Mr. Elite there, but he's trying to go up and under. I think this job done now, isn't it, from the Ferrari driver? Lovely stuff indeed then as they come through, as Emerson's now set the fast up, and he is now starting to really put the hammer down, put the squeeze on the two men who is leading this race so far. Pisa's getting very floaty, isn't he, on the rear. And going back up to the front as well, and Mumford is now, it's a bit of a cork now, isn't it? Oh, and Jonathan going up the inside there. Oh, giving Exol a bit of oh my goodness, it's getting very gingerly, isn't it? Out of turn 2, but Jonathan is through, and now Fireshot as well. So McLaren double team now on Exol. Exol dropping down into 7th position there, and Fireshot, my goodness, he's got so much pace there, and Jonathan really struggling, isn't he? He's dropped down 2 positions. Jonathan out there, but he's trying to go on the inside of Exol as well, and before accelerating out of turn 6 there. Jonathan, who was up into 5th at one stage in that move, has dropped back down to 7th as well. Look at them all coming through. Lovely shot indeed then. Alhan is also at the back of the tune mode, and Grant, he is all over the back of Alhan. And then we've got Farf on also drop fast as well. Goodness me, it's a long queue of cars between Fireshot and down to drop fast as well. And even Mr. Leeds in that, you could just, there he is in the background. Goodness me, intermediate tires is not the way to go. Captain Infinity is really struggling. He's almost half a minute behind the race leaders at this moment in time, which they are all race leaders, aren't they? Because they're so close together. Look at these 3 cars. Goodness me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. I can't even count anymore. And now we got Lights there. He is gaining on the back there. Milan trying to in the front there, and causing Lights there to lose a bit of momentum. And very late change of direction there from Milan there. But I suppose it's all fair in love and war, isn't it? Coming through then to complete lap 4 then as well, as Emerson has got by. Milan is in the pits then. Milan is coming in the pits then. Everson at the fast side of the race then. And Milan is in the pits. What's going on with Milan? I'm surprised he's in the pits so early on. It's the soft tyre. It's just that poor as a race tyre. And now Fireshot, oh my goodness me! And my goodness, they were flying through turn 1. He's gone off the track there, and he's coming back on there. Granty, and look who's on the outside. It's Alhan and Granty going side by side as well, and there it goes then. And oh, look at this, and as Alhan is on the inside, outside, lovely shot here from the Williams car indeed then, and now he's got momentum, he's got the racing line then. And goodness me, as Everson has taken the lead here in China. Everson leads the Chinese Grand Prix. fantastic stuff there for Emerson. My goodness me, absolutely incredible stuff so far here in China. And where is Milan is now come out? He's on the medium tires. He's a second away from Sam. He hasn't got much in terms of oh my goodness me, Farf is on the inside of Alhan. That is a cracking move from Farf. Goodness me, but he's gone way too wide. He's gone onto the AstroTurf. Alhan is picked up more traction. Oh goodness me, no he hasn't, because Farf has just gone up and under. Fantastic manoeuvre there from Farf. The experienced driver in ALR Farf has been of course he's one of the more experienced drivers in ALR. He's had a fantastic job, hasn't he? There's one now. Jonathan is still behind Exile. These guys have been battling forever, haven't they? It's only been 5 laps. Incredible stuff indeed then. Milan is 3 tenths of a second away at the moment. So Milan is gone first out to try and make a defence on the potential undercut. Is anyone coming in the pits then? Well, Emerson is in the moment, and look at this as it's gone up the inside. Exile is. Oh no, I thought he was going to send him out the inside, but he hasn't indeed. Pit into the pits comes the 2 race leaders, Emerson and Lights are in the pits. Look at them all; they're all in the pits. Both McLarens have stayed out. Interesting stuff. I'm wondering if they wrong foot each other because they're so close. Jonathan has set the fast out of the race. The pit window is open. Mumford has got a 3-second penalty for speed in the pit lane, and Forrest did go well for him this time last lap, did it? And now it's a McLaren 1-2. They've had a bit of a difficult start in ALR. Goal, oh, there's contact. There's contact. Jonathan is losing a bit of the rear end. Look in the background. There's Granty. He's on the fresh tyres, isn't he? And Granty potentially could. Oh, lovely shot here. Look at the diffuser. Fire shot. Goodness me, then that's a great ODEV view, isn't it? Impressive stuff indeed. And just the Slayer has got a 3-second penalty. Oh my goodness me. And I gotta say, there has been a lot of rumblings on about rules and stuff, isn't it? If you ever want to draw the diffuser of the McLaren now, you could have had a great photo there. Brilliant stuff there. Curious here, fire shot. Further on, but then Lights and Emerson have come out behind Milan then. So Milan now pitting first there. He might have 1 lap over tyres. That may pay dividends later on in this race, but as it stands at the moment then, it is okay for Milan because he has the advantage, albeit just there, as Emerson is 3 tenths of a second back at the moment. Granty would like to get by as quickly as possible because these McLarens are really holding him up at the moment, isn't he? As they come down the hill once again then. As it's a down said, great save there from far shot. Ayrton saying, is this Emerson or John Wick? No one is stopping him at the moment. Oh, I love the film John Wick. I need to watch the final two. I think the rain is stopping, isn't it? It has stopped, so the rain has stopped then, so the track is just going to get quicker and quicker now, as it's not going to be as greasy then. So as the McLaren's going to come in this time around then, and let's see that Jonathan there is on the he comes in there, so Fire Shot is unfortunate because they're so close together. Fire Shot has got very squirrely out of the exit there, and look at this as Fire Shot and sorry, not Fire Shot. It is Far from Grant there, quick at the moment. Granty's on the outside. Fire Shot's on the inside. There's going to be contact. Isn't there? Slight contact. That's amazing maneuver there, and he is through. It takes the lead. Granty, the world champion, on the outside. He leads the Chinese Grand Prix. He's on fresh medium tyres. Lovely stuff indeed. Then from 11th on the grid, Pease has set the fast lap as well. There's a lot of times is really going through it, really being set. The timing boards are like that. The Farver's gone into the back of Fire Shot. Is he damaged the wing? Not quite. Emerson leads the Grand Prix as well. I missed that. I apologise, but Emerson leads the he doesn't. He de facto leads the Chinese Grand Prix, doesn't he? When it's all said and done, Farver's just, oh my goodness me, this is getting very, two men who are very, oh my goodness me, Farver's on the outside. He passes Fire Shot. Two men who are not shy of showing their wheel, are they? And goodness me, then Fire Shot then dropping down the order. Those soft tires are screaming, aren't they? I think they're done. They're done. So at the moment, Emerson then will be leading this race. I think as it all shakes out, but with Milan in second position and third position, as Young Light said, that is the top three before these pit stops or before these pit stops all started getting underway then. Darren is saying in the comments there, it's advantage Granty. It is now. He's now got 2-second deficit over Farfa. That is within a lap. My goodness me, Farfa was battling with Fire Shot, but still that's an impressive amount of time to gain on a former race winner. Fire Shot finally comes in the pits. I'm wondering if that's 2 laps too late for Fire Shot and McLaren, really, as they possibly might have, as unfortunately they were just too close together and they've really compromised themselves. Jake the Slayer from 19th on the grid, up to 4th. Fantastic stuff. Lost Souls is now up into, as Emerson said, the fast up the race there, and he is now starting to put the charge in, isn't he? Lost Souls is up in the 5th then, and Nigel also putting the charge down as well. He's up to 9th as well. Lights there is just trying to go on the inside of Milan. Then Milan is was the pole sitter, wasn't he? He's currently 7th at this moment in time. And what's something here? We got to drop fast. We got Mumford and Pease there. All Lionel Stern as well. Jonathan and Mr. Elite. This is an incredible race so far, isn't it? Goodness me, then there's action all over the show here tonight. Now as Pisa is going to send one up the inside into turn 6, not quite then, as Pisa just mucks in, but it's front wing at the moment. Pisa has been in the pits now, hasn't he? So from here on in, can he get some points then? Mumford, I think Mumford's struggling for pace at the moment. He is down to 11th position. Drop fast in 10th position as well, and so Drop fast on a fantastic opening stint to this race. Same with Pisa as well. Both of them have been brilliant, haven't they, on the opening sequence here. Now into the pits comes in. Captain Infinity has been in the pits. He's got on the hard tires as well. Tichy is within a second, and he will have DRS then. Well, he doesn't have DRS, actually. Goodness me, I thought he would have DRS, but he doesn't have DRS. So, yeah, he must have been within a second over the detection zone. Emerson has got DRS. He's well within the DRS, and Lost Souls said, oh, goodness me, he's coming across. Oh, my goodness me. And Emerson and Lost Souls are banging wheels. Oh, my goodness me. It's getting very, very messy out of the habit. Oh, my gosh, there in the, I think that was the Slayer there. Really slayed my nose. Goodness me. And now then, I've said goodness me so many times that I've got to find a new word, haven't I, really? Because that really shows my limited vocabulary. We come into turn 1 and Everson almost pushing him through turn 1 and 2. Then he's got so much more grip on these tires. Now Milan is back in it as well, and these cars are absolutely nose to tail. They are on different strategies, aren't they? Jake the Slayer and Los Osa come in the pit set, and now Emerson's on the outside. Is Jonathan and Exolf also battling away for 13th and 14th position. Emerson is up the inside. He sends one up the inside. He passes Los Souls, and through he goes then. And now also Mumford has gone through as well, and Lightsen. So Los Souls are losing the traction, losing the momentum, and he's lost 3 places in the mire of a corner there. Goodness me. And this is helping Milan and Lightsen, isn't it? Keeping them in touch with Emerson, because I feel on this day at the moment there, Emerson is absolutely unstoppable, as Ayrton said there. He is like John Wick at the moment, isn't he? Goodness me there. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how this shakes out, though, now, because with Granty leading the race by almost 5 seconds. That's inhuman there from the champion. Fantastic stuff there from Granty. Impressive to say least. As you can see, a look at the background. There is Milan there. As you can see, we're waiting for. There is the DRS, and that is open now then. And Drop Fast has got by Nigel as well. And look at this, and there's Emerson is up the inside. He passes Jake. He moves up in the 4th position as well. 18 laps to go around here. Oh, and look at this, and that squirrely moment there. Oh, the exit turn 15 there really almost cost Emerson, but he is through that. And look at this, and now Lights there is all over the back of Milan as well as they come over the start-finish line. There's another DRS turn as well. Look at the background as well. There's a Mercedes. I was going to say McLaren. I'm a couple of years too late for that, aren't I? Goodness me. Ayrton is saying Lost Souls just swerved there, and of course Emerson to have slight wing damage. Oh, goodness me. That's not good for Emerson. Fireshot has set the fastest lap of the race then. Really well done indeed there from Fireshot. He is flying through, isn't he? He's on the soft tires though, Fireshot, so I didn't see that. So I probably won't be as excited as if I wouldn't have been as excited if I said that earlier on. Mumford is now all over the back of Nigel. Is he going to send one? He has sent one. Oh my goodness, he's getting very tight down at turn 6. Jonathan's in there as well, and a total piece there is on the outside of Nigel. Oh wow, look at the beautiful black Mercedes there, and now he is through then. But Nigel's not giving up, is he? Of course, Nigel is really struggling on this game, isn't he? But he is not giving up the fight, is he? Fantastic racing up and down the field. This is brilliant stuff indeed there. Oh wow, skill of the absolute optimal here. I'm loving this. Brilliant. And now just coming back, I don't know, it's a standard Chinese Grand Prix, isn't it, really? There's action all over the show, isn't there? And as a Grant, he's now got 5.5 second advantage. Tichy is only a half a second behind 5, so Emerson is 7. Oh, look at this, and that's Milan in Lights there, very close, and Lights is up the inside, he passes Milan there, and they are very aggressive there on the old straight, isn't they? Because it's a long straight, isn't it? And Jonathan has passed Nigel as well. Nigel dropping down the order there on the hard tires there, really strong for pace. Nigel Jake the Slayer is still very much within the postcode of the battling Milan and Lights there. They are losing time to Emerson. Now it's 2.5 seconds in the background. You've also got cars all over the track as well. Fantastic stuff. 6 seconds the gap is now between the Farf and Granty. And who's that? That's Lost Souls. I just get on the curbage there, and Jake the Slayer just shutting the door there. Pease is now on the outside of Mumford. Pease is on the outside of Mumford, making his full day before race point. Oh, there's contact, and oh no, and Peters off, and he's in the wall, and he is out of the race there, Peters. And oh dear, I don't think that contact threw into the wall as such, but I wonder if that was a bit of anger on Peter's side. Remember, he's 5th in the championship with Sands at the moment. That's a safety car, and this now. Who is this going to benefit? Is what I'm trying to say. Goodness me, then I've had too much chicken tonight. I'm trying to speak. Wow. So then, I feel that this is going to be a vantage. Granty, am I wrong in the comments there? I'd love to hear your chatter. It's a drive-through penalty for Sam for speeding under the safety car. Of course, you have to be the drive-throughs in virtual. The drive-through penalties for safety car and virtual safety cars is brutal this season. You have to be very much more composed, don't you? 5-second penalty there for Captain Infinity for speeding in the pit lane as well. You could potentially take it the next lap though, because technically you're allowed to take out the safety car, but you can. Granty in the pits then. Of course, there is. I think that Granty has a lovely relationship with the safety car, doesn't he? 'Cause it seems to help him in his times of need, doesn't it? I don't think he needed this in this race though, because he's got some incredible pace, hasn't he, in that Williams? But he's in the pits now then, and they are changing there. What tires? He's going on the hard. I thought he's on the soft tires then. He is on the hard tires then. Also the pitch is itchy as well then. And so is Farf. This is Farf's strongest race in a very long time. Good stuff indeed there. It's great to see Everson in the pits. Well, he's changing the nose cone, of course, as Ayrton reported there. He had slight wing damage there. He is on the medium tires then. Emerson is as well. And this is interesting. Very much like Vietnam then. There's different strategies then. But that tire change is really it's really hurt Emerson's position, hasn't it? Lost Souls, so is going to also be happy about this safety car, isn't he? The Captain Infinity has also got a drive-through pound as well. Lost Souls also changing the wing as well, and he's back out in 12th position. Mumford, coming out in front of Fireshot. Goodness me! There's no manners in the pit lane, is there? Into the pits comes Sam as well. Then we're on lap 12, lap 28. Then so then I feel that this should be no more scheduled pit stops now until the end of the race. Then it's going to be a straightforward race. I'm sure it is. I say that with tongue in cheek. It's anything but a straightforward race these days, isn't it? In ALR, fantastic racing as always. So big winners and losers in that safety car window. Then I think Granty, Farf, and Tichy doing a cracking job. Then Lights is in 4th position there. He's in front of Milan, who's in 5th, with Emerson down 6th. That trio of cars has been battling since the start, since the get-go. It's been brilliant. Jake the Slayer, who's going for driver of the day at the moment, he's up to 7th. Fantastic stuff there. Droff Pass in 8th position moment. Jonathan, the birthday boy, is in 9th position. Nigel is in 10th, and he's back in the point set. Outside the points at the moment is Exile in 11th, and Lost Souls in 12th. Mumford in 13th position. We have got Fireshot in 14th, Mr. Elite in 15th, Alhan is down in 16th, Sam in 17th, and 18th position is Captain Infinity. Pease is out of the race, and look at the heat haze coming off the tarmac now. Goodness me, it is absolutely baking out there. You can roast the egg there on the tarmac. Well, I'm not sure if you can, but I think the Tech Trouts tried to roast their egg on in Singapore once, didn't he, on those on the Pirelli tyres, which is quite a funny segment. It was a couple of years ago now, wasn't it? Goodness me. Time flies when you're having fun, don't it? And I got to say I quite enjoyed that segment. So we got Captain Infinity and Sam, who just catch up to the back of the Crocodile. So this might be a couple of laps worth of safety car here, as let's just taking a quick old look there. It looks like we might have a bit of fisticuffs there between Lost Souls and Emerson as they came to blows, didn't they? Lost Souls and Sam there going off the track then and getting a 3-second penalty. He didn't gain the advantage there, did he? But of course, Codemasters has been brutal on the old track limits, haven't they? And Sam might be kicking himself on that one, because that was a cheap 3-second penalty to give away there. But we're on board with Sam, and we're also on board with the man who's making his full debut tonight, Captain Infinity. Of course, he went on the intermediate tyres earlier on, which is why he's a bit further back, as he was taking a gamble, wasn't he, after he had damage on the opening lap. Unfortunately for the debutant there, it was getting a bit too close for call, wasn't it, for Captain Infinity? But of course, this is all experience worthwhile, isn't it? And let's see what Captain Infinity could do then. Of course, as I said, this is making his full-blown debut here tonight in ALR. It's Sam there. I don't think he's come in the pits, has he? Sam hasn't. I don't think he has. I know it's Captain Infinity either then. So we're just waiting for the safety car to come back in, and we're back racing then. Wow. We did expect rain. We had a flurry of rain, didn't we? But it wasn't nearly enough. As Everson! Oh my goodness me! Everson has left the session. Remember the new rules then, and that is a big blow there for Everson, who is second at the World Championship. It's all gone wrong for Everson. Oh no, no, no! This is not good at all, is it? The man who was oh no! So Everson second in the World Championship. It has not gone at all well, is it, for the Renault driver here tonight? Well, he has gone well for him, hasn't he? Because he's been brilliant, hasn't he? He has been fantastic. He has been absolutely sensational, but this is not good at all, is it? He had a bit of wing damage between himself and lost souls. Now he has lost connection, and I think this is the end of the rope then, I feel, for Emerson. We'll find out though, but as Darren is also gutted in the comments as well, isn't he? We're just watching Grant there, who's probably trying to ask Bert Mylander to speed up a bit, isn't they? We just got to infinity there of in the AlphaTauri, I should say, just trying to catch up to the back now. And I think the safety car might be in there this time, because Captain Infinity is not too far away from the back of the Crocodile. We'll soon find out. I know that it's very near the end of the lap, but seems, as you can see, Grimes there is just giving Bert Mylander a good old wave there, isn't he? Hopefully those lights are... There they are! They have gone off. We're going to be back racing in just a jiffy then as well. Let's see what he can do then. Granty is currently the lead in the Crocodile. Let's see, when is he going to drop the hammer? When is he going to drop the hammer then? And they're all queuing up behind him then, and it always Jake the Slayer and Emerson dropping right down the order. What a shame for Emerson. And now we're back racing here in China. Here we go, 5-second penalty. We got some collisions in the background. It's Nigel, and we're back. Look at those three abreast lights and some Tichy and Milan there. My goodness me, free yellow flag and said free. Alhan is out of this race then. Oh, Alhan, who had a good start in his ALR gold career, it's all gone wrong. Drop fast is up in the fourth position, sorry, sixth position as well then. And Jonathan dropping down the order to Jonathan, and Nigel dropping down the order. Nigel got damaged there after driving into the back of I think it was Jonathan, wasn't it? And look at these cars, and goodness me, they're all over the show, and they come flying. Oh my goodness gracious me. And Exile on the outside then. No, then it's Slayer, Jake the Slayer on the outside, is power out of turn 6, and look at them all. They're all so close, aren't they? Emerson's down into 15th position as well. Then we've also got Tichy, who has lost positions there to drop fast as well. Jonathan's up to 7th position now as well, as we've got oh goodness me, it's getting very frightfully good out there, isn't it? Half race distance and 14 out of 28 here tonight, and this race is really shaking up the championship order, isn't it? Jake the Slayer dropping down a couple positions there. He's on the hard tire, so this race will come back to Jake the Slayer in the not too distant future. We expect by the end of the stint then maybe the hard tires might be in better nick than the medium tires then. And now we've got Mumford all over the back of him as well as there is Emerson unfortunately out of this race then. Granty is now we got Jonathan is took off in this stage of the race, hasn't he? He's been brilliant. He's up into 6th. Fantastic stuff there from Jonathan. Mumford has passed Jake the Slayer as well. Mumford needs to get some points. He's had a very adventurous race so far, hasn't he? He's been up and down in this order. Now he's 12th position, and can he get some points then? And now as we're coming back, coming back over the grid huts as well, and as we fly into turn 1 as well, as Sam is back in the pit set as well. He's having some issues then in the second half, and we're watching his teammate Exile, who's all over the back of Nigel at the moment. Farfar's not letting Granty go at the moment, so Farfar is definitely very much keeping Granty on his toes, isn't he? As it stands at the moment, I think that Granty will retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship. It is the case there, yes. Granty is going to retake the lead back in the World Drivers' Championship. This is a fantastic season so far. And Lost Soul is also in the points while helping the Williams team out on board then with Nigel at the moment. But Lights there is going to have something to say about that, isn't he? If he gets back up in the second Lights today, that means that I think the championship will... They'll be joined in the lead of the championship, actually. Fantastic stuff, but Granty will take the lead because he's had one more race win, won't he? Of course, if he wins today, that is. Goodness me, I'm counting my chickens before they hatch there. And that's such so yeah, that's I got to really keep myself lower down. I'm getting too excited here at the moment. Granty is now almost, well, he's stretching his lead out once again then, as Farfar's definitely very much keeping Granty on his toes there, but Farfar's now dropping back slightly. Good race today at the moment for Ferrari, both 2nd and 5th. I hope that That's not the commentator's curse there, but Drofast does have Jonathan behind him at the moment. Tichy, and Nigel then coming to blows, and that's not going to help Nigel, is it? And now Nigel is going to be under the cosh here. DRS has been enabled to say fly through. Oh my goodness me! Farfetch all over the back of the diffuser. Lost Souls then, and they're coming over the grid hatches once again. And Nigel at the moment there has done a very good job then to repel the attack of Exar. But there's DRS now in the frame. Then Captain Infinity is in the pits then, as he's had an issue as well. But it looks in the Alpha Tower as well. Farf in the first couple of corners of Sector 1. It's absolutely mighty, isn't it? Goodness me, that really gains a couple of tenths on Granty. But it's the second and final sectors that's really Granty is absolutely oh wow, and look in the background, that was Fire Shot and Lost Souls there, and goodness me, that's getting very much getting very bumpy over there, isn't it? In the background there is there's Mumford as well, but Lost Souls on the hard tires, Fire Shot is on the medium tires at the moment. Then oh goodness me, they're getting very close again, aren't they, these two? And I gotta say, both these two are not going to shy away from a good old battle, are they? And so I'm really interested in that. And DRS this time around then, Farf out of the DRS range, unfortunately. So Granty should be able to stretch his legs then. Well, fortunately for Granty, unfortunately for Farf, 3/10 of a second then is Farf has got a 3-second penalty, so he's doing himself no favours now. Farf hasn't won a race in gold since the Bahrain Grand Prix of Season 2. That is a very long time ago now, isn't it? And look at this, and as well, and look at this. Exile's coming. Nigel there is just thinking about defending, and Farshot going straight into the back of Fig of Exile. He hasn't damaged his wing, so Farshot there almost misjudging the braking zone there of turn 14. They're fantastic. Well, it's not fantastic, is it? But this is fantastic action. And look at this now, Fire Shot is all over the back there of Exar, and they're coming up into turn 1 as well. Then is there going to be a gap he's going to go for? Not quite then. That gap is going to close. It's very difficult to overtake in turn 1. You need fresh tires, and you also need confidence. Fire Shot there. I gotta say, Fire Shot does stick his nose in places it probably shouldn't belong sometimes. Incredible. Fire Shot, that's why I love Fire Shot, isn't it? He is a man. This is a very much not shy of an overtake, is he? He's brilliant, isn't he, on the overtaking pedal, but sometimes he does get it wrong, doesn't he? But every now and again, then 5-second penalty there for Captain Infinity. He's back in the pits, I think, as he's serving his penalties out there at the moment. Jonathan is now 5/10 of a second away from Drop Fast in 5th position. Farf is now 2 seconds away, because now Young Lights going for his second position on the trot in 2 weeks. Young Lights' consistency is really paying off at this stage of the season, isn't he? And he might lose the lead in the championship if he does get into second, but that's he's still very much in the sharp end of the field, and that's really good to see, isn't it? And there he is, Young Lights. He'll have DRS on Farf, and Farf is currently in the drive time. Farf is in 9th position, isn't he? As he probably would have expected more, as well as but unfortunately he did have a couple of mishaps in Bahrain, now coming down into the hairpin as well. And look at them all Constantine up now. This is a great battle, isn't it? Farf, Lights, Milan, Drop Fast and Jonathan as well. That we've also got Fire Shot, who's once again got up the inside of XR. Once again XR repels the attack, doesn't he? Wow, we've only got 10 laps to go. This has been incredible stuff there, hasn't it? And we've got a lot of penalties out there as well, so this grid is very much a ton of penalties. Mumford's got one as he is pushing on, isn't he? Mumford once again, he's out of the points. Mumford is, isn't he? Oh, what a shame there for Mumford, as coming into turn 2 as well then. And look at this, this is a very long first 2 corners, isn't it? Really damages those tyres, doesn't it? Sam is now up into 15th position as well. We've only have 16 cars left in this race then, as Emerson out of this race, and unfortunately that is going to class as a DNF, isn't it, for Emerson? And look at this, and as we're now just watching XR in front of us as well, as at the moment Nigel's doing a great job actually of repelling the attack there. He's doing a really good job, Nigel is in 8th position there, and I think he's just trying to rack up the points so far until he can get his speed up here in this 2020 game there. Very different to the 2019 game, isn't it? And it suits a lot of drivers more than others. It does suit Mumford much better than the last game, but unfortunately he is having some very difficult times, isn't he, in the championship? He's just not getting the rub of the green, is he? And unfortunately that's just the way it goes sometimes in sport, isn't it? But you got to dust yourself down there and just keep yourself in the mix there, don't you? Farfar is once again then feeling the heat of Lights, and Lights is 4/10 of a second back, 3/10 of a second back, 2/10 of a second back there. We have got I think it's Sam who's off the track there. Sam is off the track. Lights has got up the inside there, and now accelerates now the head as well. Farfetch, Lights is almost, he's in the wall. Lights in the wall there. It's a virtual safety car. Oh goodness me, now Lights gonna have to come the pits there. He has damaged the end plate. Oh goodness me. And Oh gosh, I gotta say, I kind of got lost in what happened there, but lights in the pits, changing the nose cone, war shame there for the championship leader as it stands at the moment. It's not going right, is it, for the Red Bull? And he's going in, he's going to be changing, he's changing the tires on the medium tires, but it's the nose cone. He does have a virtual safety car. Jonathan has, for Jonathan overtake Droftas there. Now then, there's a Farfus repelled one attack then. That's very difficult indeed then. And just saying, Emerson saying, always happens when you have the pace to win. Not off to a great start there, as Emerson's disappointed indeed then. But as Darren rightfully said, this is a longer season, isn't this? Is the longest season in ALR history. But this is round 4 now, isn't it? And I feel that there's been a couple of times that Emerson probably could have and should have won a race, shouldn't he, this season? And it's not going well at the moment. As I'm driving through penalty there for Captain Infinity, for speeding under the virtual safety car, back racing. So Granty is going for it. So Captain Infinity is out of the race then, and we are now down to 14 cars left. And Young Knights is the man who is right down in 14th position. It's not going at all well, is it, for the championship leader? We've got 9 laps to go. Farf is second then. Third is Milan. Fourth is Dropfast. Jonathan is 5th. Tichy 6th. Nigel 7th. Farshot 8th. XR 9th. And Lost Souls in 10th position then as well. That is the top 10 runners then. 11th position is Mumford. He's just outside the points with Mr. Elite in 12th. Jake the Slayer in 13th position. And then Lights is in 14th as well. A turn of lights there. Feels like the lights have been switched on now, doesn't it? I've got to say, it's an absolutely beautiful day out here in China as well. Unfortunately, Infinity's first experience of ALR has been a difficult one, hasn't it? As we got yellow flag in 1 and 2, as it is the Infinity car. Just I think it's just pulling off to the side there. Farf's next challenger is now the man who is actually on pole position, and that is Milan there. Look at this, as Farshot is past Nigel, and now it's Nigel's going to have the inside there. He does have the inside there, and oh my goodness me then. And then once again, then Farshot, getting him a big old kiss there as well as they get by. Oh goodness me. And now we've got Exile then, who's is he going to have a lunge down into turn 6 there? No, because Nigel, I thought he was going to send it there. Oh, bit of contact there for Nigel there. Oh goodness me then. These two men there are not shy, are they? Goodness me. It's we got Bops there, I think it is. Sorry if I said that wrong, but a virtual safety car is so inconsistent there. I think, of course, that's in terms of the Delta. I think that might be Captain Infinity, perhaps. I hope it is, otherwise I'm making a huge assumption there. Farf is now with 2.7 seconds back from Grant. Granty is starting to extend his lead. Then Milan is in third position there. He is 7/10 of a second away. As Farf has got some real speed there on the back straight, hasn't he? Goodness me, he's got some speed on the back straight, and far, but you can see now that Milan is gaining, but it's not enough. I think he needs to be more concerned about the second Ferrari burning. He's the meat in the Ferrari sandwich at the moment, isn't he? And or maybe he's the or maybe he's the bread in the pizza. I don't know, to be honest. All I know is I eat pizza. Anyway, then you can see them got Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and Ferrari. Goodness me, got 3 Italian cars there. Albeit it's the Alfa Romeo Salvador from Switzerland. Jonathan said the fastest out of the race, showing his 1 lap speed there, very much on the limit there, isn't he? At the moment, Jonathan Cox is his birthday today. Happy birthday to Jonathan. Good stuff indeed. Then, and look at this, and Farf is now very much the cork in the bottle, isn't he? And of course. As I think the Italians are known for their very much fine wine, isn't it? Farf might need a glass of red wine after this one. This is incredible, isn't it? And they're coming down then into turn 6 as well. Now we're back on board then with Milan as well, as he's 4/10 of a second back at the moment from Farf. Farf doing a good job, actually. I would say Farf's doing a cracking job, and this is his best drive in a very long time. It's great to see Farf back up there, isn't he, in the Ferrari? I'm loving that. It's great to see Jonathan as well up there as well, and it's also great to see Milan. And there's Granty at the moment there. Of course, this is the first time this season that we're seeing the old Granty of last season, haven't we? Of course, Granty was fantastic last season, setting all kinds of records, wasn't he? 17 podiums in 21 races. I don't think that's going to be topped, to be honest, because that is absolutely incredible. Lovely shot here from the rear wing of Milan. Then look at the background. There's Droftas, and in the background of that is Jonathan as well. And look at this, they're gaining. Farf is 6/10 of a second, but look, Droftas is very much in the overtaking, so he's having a look then, but nothing. But nothing is doing so at just this moment in time as well. Coming out of the hairpin as well. 21 out of 28. Grant has got 3.2 seconds lead as well. Lost Souls is very close to the back of Exo, and Exo's all over the gearbox of Nigel as well. But I can't take my eyes off this incredible battle. In the background is Titch there, of course, reserving in tonight's Red Bull there for Laggy Racer. And he's on a cracking drive as well, Titch is. Milan going slightly wide, then Exo is up into out for this now. Nigel's not giving up. Look at this. This side-by-side action, reminiscence of last season between Everson and Jonathan. And now then it's Exile going on the inside. Nigel's on the outside. Oh, it's a whisker between those two. Fantastic racing. Lovely over the shoulder shot from Nigel as well. He's gone back to the more traditional yellow, green and black helmet colours, which we were synonymous with last season with Nigel. And now then, lovely shot as well, because I was on a crap shot there on board with him. And now coming out of turn 6 as well. Exile needs to make the move, doesn't he? Because now Far Shot is just pulling away from it. And these times are going to be very important to depending on the depending on the old times and also penalties out there, isn't it? And Jonathan is now 3/10 of a second back. This is the closest Jonathan's been. Then Jonathan very much in the thick of the action. His best performance so far in this season has been 1 point in Bahrain for Jonathan on it. So yeah, let's see what he could do from now on in. This is a brilliant performance for Jonathan. He is 5th at the moment. Drop Fast is pulling away from it at this stage. Goodness me, Drop Fast has got some speed. Both Ferraris are very slippery there, and Jonathan there just having a look then. But nothing gained at the moment. And look at this, the Constantino effect. Exile and Nigel then. Oh my goodness me! And these two are battling. Gracious at the fast on the race there. And really there. Oh goodness me! It's almost like a slam dunk there. It's like a mic drop there from Granty. Incredible fastness, incredible speed there. Nigel! Oh my goodness me! There's contact. Nigel almost lost it there. Like I think Fireshot lost it, didn't he, in the qualifying? And now Lost Souls is on the outside. Oh my goodness me! That is getting very, very dicey there between Nigel and Exile. Now Lost Souls, and there's one. Lost Souls are just, oh my goodness me! It is getting very, oh no, they're forcing each other off the track there. Nigel is not getting him any space at all. Lost Souls there is not going to be a happy buddy about that, is he? Nigel there is really getting very robust in his defending, going down the outside. Exile has now got the measure of Nigel, and I expect him to pull away slightly at the end of this set. Now then is Exile, and let's see then, has he got enough to pull away then? Tichy is now almost, he is in DRS range there. Jonathan is dropped back. He is having Jonathan's having an appalling lap. What's happened to Jonathan there? He is very much fallen into the clutches of Itchy then. Titchy, that's another driver, isn't it, Itchy? He's fallen into the clutches of Titchy there. Oh, Jonathan there. Oh, Jonathan is off there. Oh no, he's in the wall. Jonathan is in the wall. Oh my goodness me, he was having such a great race. Jonathan was in his strongest performance of the season. It's not going well at all for Jonathan, and he is dropping down the order. What a shame. There's been a lot of heartache in this Grand Prix tonight, hasn't there? Emerson lights now Jonathan as well. Goodness me. Oh gosh, then, and Jonathan has damaged the car as well, and that's another car that has dropped out of this battle here. Then Farfetch just coming up to a runner there. That is not Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite is 4/10 of a second away from the points now. And Lost Souls and Nigel is going for round 2. Then Nigel's going on the outside. Lost Souls is going. No, Nigel's going on the outside. Inside. Lost Souls on the outside. I don't know. Oh my goodness! A 5-second penalty for Jonathan as he is coming into the pit. And now Lost Souls are banging wheels with Nigel. Goodness me! Now this is getting very much. Oh gosh, this is getting very getting very fruitful, isn't it, to say the least? Wow. Gotta say they're not shy, are they? Nigel's now got Mumford and Mr. Elite. The 3 of these 4 cars are currently in the mix for points. Then Mr. Elite is not getting any points so far. Can he change that in the final stage there as well? Drop Fast is 5/10 seconds away from Milan. Then Tichy is at 1.2 seconds back as well. I wonder if Jonathan had a half spin and then those tires were on fire, and unfortunately lost it in the long turn 13. And Granty has got a 3-second penalty. Oh goodness me, then that is going to might shake things right up there. Oh dear, that's not good at all, is it? for Granty, but I'm not sure how many penalties Favre's got. If someone can enlighten me, that's great. I know I'm a commentator and I probably should know what I'm talking about, but I don't. Oh, there was a bit of debris there, wasn't there? And on board there, Nigel, and looking back then, as it is Lost Souls again. Then Lost Souls then is coming out of the slipstream there, but no, he's going to dive on the taste of the old switcheroo. He's break this and glowing, and now there's Lost Souls, and once again they're banging wheels, and Lost Souls is up into 8th position there. This is first points finish at the moment then for Lost Souls. Nigel very much his tires, I think, are gone then for Nigel. He's struggling, and now then we've got Mumford and Mr. Lee as well. So they're going to go on the outside. Nigel's on the inside. Oh my goodness me, Nigel, I gotta say that he is being very robust here tonight, isn't he? And he is not having one iota of it, is he? Mumford is now going on the inside there. That's a great manoeuvre there from Mumford, and now Nigel has got Mr. Elite behind him as well. Nigel on the medium tires there as well, as I think Lost Souls on the medium as well. Is he all there on the hards? Oh my goodness me, I think they're all on the hards apart from Nigel. Mr. Elite on the inside, there's contact, and now then is Mr. Elite is going to have to go off the loud pedal and just just dust himself down. Mumford then, oh my goodness, oh no, just going on the inside, fantastic. He's going off the inside there for the next corner. Where is he? He's going to hang along the inside. Oh, not quite then. Wow, impressive stuff indeed then. Oh my goodness me, and Nigel really struggling, isn't he? But he's battling as hard as he can for this final point now. Nigel is incredible racing spirit there from the former champion. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Nigel, and I'm enjoying this. I gotta say, I've been rinsing and kind of bracing myself for some major incidents, but so far it's been well, it's been rubbing wheels kind of thing. I'm not. I suppose it's your point of view. Is that motorsport's meant to be a non-contact sport, but goodness me, they're leaving it all on track here tonight, aren't they? And now Elite's going on the outside then. Oh, is he going to make it work on the outside? No, Nigel, they're cutting off the outside line, and Mr. Elite is going to have to just fall in line for the minute there. 5/10 second. Milan is still 5/10 second away from Farf. Farf is doing a cracking job in second position now. He might be my driver today, Farf is today. Brilliant stuff. Or maybe it's Granty, because remember he started 11th on the grid there. Granty's doing a Granty special here tonight, isn't he? Young Lloyd's got 3 second penalty. He's going to be very disappointed about this race, isn't he? Same with Jonathan, same with Everson as well, and I think Nigel's going to left everything on the track there, and he, unfortunately, at this moment in time, he's only got 1 point to show for it, hasn't he? Which is absolutely incredible for all his efforts he's done today. Granted, there he's got a 3 second penalty, or mind you know, but even with that 3 second penalty, that is not enough for Farf to overhaul him in the final stages of this race there. As Darren is saying that. Darren is saying that Nigel and Soul should get a room there. We've also got Everson saying that Lost Soul has been a bit aggressive tonight, and we've also got Sam saying he is not very happy with this game, he's just really struggling at the moment, isn't he? Sam is, and just going on the back straight as well. Then, so we got Farfed, who's got a bit of breathing space now, isn't he? As Mr. Elite is through, is he? He is through, I think. He is through. He's up into 10th position there. But is Nigel going to have DRS then? Where was the DRS detection zone? It was just before that corner. Well, we've got a lovely shot here of the rear wing to see if he does have DRS. Does he have DRS? Unfortunately, he does have DRS. I was trying to make myself like Mystic Mech there. I am really not that, am I? And he's got a squeeze on the inside. Fantastic maneuver. He's on the inside there. Oh, now they come to blows. There's some damage on the end plate there for Elite then. Oh no, then it was just an awkward camera angle. Now we're coming into turn number 16 as well. 27 out of 28 then. Nigel there is leaving everything on the course today, isn't he? This is incredible stuff there. Nigel's been the star of the show, and now he's Mr. Lee. He's on the outside. He's on the outside, but Nigel is not giving up. He's going on the inside. But Mr. Lee, that's a fantastic maneuver. Oh, what a move. What a move for Mr. Lee. He is through. He is in 10th position. Fantastic racing there from Mr. Lee. He is in 10th. Nigel is out of the points now. He's down to 11th on those medium tires. The medium tire runners are struggling now, aren't they? As Exile is now going to have Lost Souls for company with 1 lap to go. And back on board there with Milan. Then Milan doing a cracking job in a very nice third position at the moment as well. That's 15 points in his account if it stays as it is at the moment. We have also got Lost Souls there, who is bearing down on Exile. He's done 14 laps on those medium tires there. It was going to be a stretch, of course, wasn't it? Of course, coming into the pits there after getting a safety car. Tichy's doing a cracking job there. I think he's very much coming under the radar, Tichy has, hasn't he? Goodness me, brilliant stuff indeed. Then it's now we're coming into the hairpin once again. Look at these cars there. We got an Alpha, we got 2 Ferraris, we got a Red Bull as well. Goodness me. Granty there is coming over the line to start his final up. This is going to be his first race win of his season. This will be his 13th race win of his career for Granty. As well, he started down in 11th position today. Goodness me, he's done a cracking job. He's really made it work, hasn't he? Granty has today. Really good stuff indeed there. Safety car probably may have helped him as well, but never take anything away from him. He has been absolutely impeccable today, hasn't he? Brilliant. Lost Souls then, who's had an adventurous day today, hasn't he? His teammate might have been gone missing in the second half of the race, hasn't he? He's kind of had a bit of a lovely Sunday drive, but I think Lost Souls has very much had an action-packed Saturday night drive, hasn't he? Goodness me, he's been in the thick of the action right from the get-go, hasn't he? Now then, we got Farfair, who is still in second position moment then, but this is the final lap of the race. Then is anything going to change? We got a couple of battles out there still. We still got Nigel and Mr. Elite. They're well within touch and distance. We've got these 4. How are these 4 going to finish? We have also got Lost Souls there, who might make up another position there and get his first points of his gold career in his 5th race there. So good stuff indeed there for Lost Souls then. And now we're coming out of the we're coming on the final turn as well then. No, we're coming out of turn 13 then. We've got Brandon saying, "Hey Sean." Hello Brandon, hope you're well tonight. We've got Todd Brookrilla. Hello Sean, it's Tess, hope you're okay. Although it's okay, I hope you're doing well as well, and I hope Amy's doing well. I've also got Darren saying, "Hey Brandon, Granty coming through the final turn then, and he wins the Chinese Grand Prix, his 14th race win of his career. Drofas has got on the podium there. Farfus into second position, but it's going to be Drofas. Farfus, no, it's Drofas second, Milan in third, Tichy fourth, Farfus down the 5th then, and now we got Fireshot in 5th and 6th. Oh my goodness me! Exile in the Lost Souls are almost side by side. Exile's up to 6th then. Fireshot 7th. Lost Souls is in 8th. Mumford in 9th then. Mr. Elite then is 9th actually. Where is Mumford going to be in 10th position? He is in 10th then. Nigel down into 12th position then. Young Lights is up to 12th. Jonathan is coming through in 14th position as well. Oh my goodness me, what a race there. Granty, get in there. He is absolutely loving it, isn't he? Granty has a great drive from 11th on the grid to win the Chinese Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff there from Granty. His second Chinese Grand Prix win as well. Jonathan come through to finish in 14th position as well. But today is the World Champions Day. Granty his 13th race win of his ALR career. Brilliant stuff indeed there. No, absolutely fantastic stuff there. And Darren saying GG Granty, account open. Eric saying thanks for the lovely race, Nigel. As well, I got to say, Nigel was absolutely in the thick of it, wasn't he? That's putting it mildly indeed, isn't it? Incredible stuff from Nigel there. As Gunnar saying, Gunnar saying that told you he was going for drive today. Jonathan saying, I am stupid there, as unfortunately there for Jonathan. But nevertheless, Jonathan, that was a cracking drive up to that point. Wasn't it? A couple of laps to go, and his tyres just seemed to not be in the peak performance, did it? Let's take a final look at the classification from round 4 the Chinese Grand Prix. A brilliant drive from Granty, and probably my drive of the day, to be honest. So Granty, his 13th race win of his career. Brilliant stuff. Drofas in second. That's his best result of the season. Absolutely fantastic. Same with Milan, his first ever pole position, and he is in 3rd. Lovely stuff indeed there. 4th is Tichy. 5th position is Farf. Great drive from Farf. 6th position is Exile. Fireshot is 7th. Lost Souls is 8th, Mr. Elite for 9th, and Mumford in 10th position as well. Out of the points is Jake the Slayer, Young Lights, Nigel, and Jonathan. Retirements: Emerson, Captain Infinity, Sam, Alhan, and Total P's all retired from this incredible Chinese Grand Prix. And I've got to take a breath then, but before I do so, we have got a couple of guys in the commentary box here tonight, and I've got to say, very well deserved indeed. Then that was a fantastic race, it really was then. And let's start with the race leader, the world champion, the double world champion, I should say. And Granty, your 13th race win of your ALR career. And I got to say, in the comments there, Gunnar did say that he was going for driver of the day. Goodness me, you definitely earned that mark today. Fantastic.
Well, I mean, I saw it pop up and it weren't me, so I was a bit gutted about that. But other than that, wow, what a race it was. From rain to obviously fully dry. I wasn't expecting it to be how the wets was. I thought it was going to be intermediates, and when all the rest of the guys were in soft, I thought that's a touch. It's going to help me out for the rest of the race.
Oh, indeed, there, because I got to say there, I was mumbling on about about it being dry tires, and everyone's telling me it was going to be wet. So I feel like Mystic Mick there. But this is that's your start of that's your first win of the season. Then how are you going to feel from here on in? Because you've had a tough start to the season, but you're still there or thereabouts. And I think you've taken it in the Drivers' Championship now. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the first few races, not been exactly the greatest. I will hands down on that. Obviously, the couple of other drivers has been in there and fighting for it as well. And yeah, just trying to get off on this game and just start from here now. And I know China's a good track for myself, and showed it today.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, Granty. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Let's come to the man who was second, I think, today after all was said and done. There was a lot of shake-up going on in the final results then. But second position today for Droff Das. That was your best result of gold there. You was fantastic today.
Yeah, I'll take that. Not a fan of the track, so really happy with second there.
You was I was seeing you was very negative in the old Discord earlier on, but my goodness me, there I got to say, I think you was playing it down. That was a fantastic race today. But what made this result possible for you today? Was it your strategy calls?
Not at all. I went softs, and obviously we had a dry tyre start. I was expecting Inters like Granty, so that meant I had to do a two-stop. The safety car got me back in it, and obviously penalties kept it clean. Didn't get any.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. And what's your aspirations for the remainder of the season? I know we've only had 4 races, but what's the success after the end of the season?
As long as I do better than I do next weekend, which I can't race, I'll be happy.
Excellent stuff. And we're going to leave it there, I think, guys. I don't think there was a load of people that came in the party, but they've all left because they probably heard my voice. So we're going to leave it there for tonight, everyone. Well done to all the drivers. Indeed, Granty, a brilliant drive from 11th on the grid to win his 13th race of his career. Droff Das, a brilliant drive to second position. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. And Milan, I think, finished was on the podium as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Join us tomorrow night, 7:30 UK time for the silver race next. And of course, Dan Murphy is on 3 for 3. Is he going to get 4 for 4? Find out tomorrow. Goodbye.